Warning. The voices heard in this video are made synthetically using artificial intelligence. Nothing in this video reflects anything actually stated by the real-life individuals involved. This video is for entertainment purposes only, and serious political content will be avoided for that purpose. Enjoy.
We play this game like it's easy, no Pete, even if the animations are always on repeat. We have our masks ready to beat the French, even if corypheus might just try to throw a wrench. Welcome back, viewers.
All right, you definitely practiced that one in the mirror before recording Sleepy.
He definitely was I Am Just Mad. He didn't add the part about rhyming forbidden with bidden. That was my personal favorite.
Well, as much as I would like to watch and talk about rhymes and observe repeating animation cycles all day, we do have a lot of business to take care of first. So let's go over the companion roundup right away, Joe.
Well, just like Donald, I have a theme for this roundup, and it's rogues. We are going to talk to Sarah and Cole and finish up the two friendship conversations between the two. Starting, of course, with Sarah, the not-so-agreeable girl.
Mostly because the Cockney elf has fewer flights of stairs, and we all know how Sleepy feels about stairs. Also, you're not slick, Joe. I saw you almost select the flirt option there.
You're barking up the wrong tree with that one, Joe. All roads lead to Secret Thighs for Llewellyn.
Yeah, you all are so funny. Keep it up, because it just occurred to me I finally get to make an important choice for this series, and maybe it might not go everyone's way.
All right, before we start threatening each other, let's circle back to Sarah here, since she is the main topic. Looks like we need a small approval boost before the rooftop conversation, but this talk here does highlight that she is a believer in Andraste, although loosely compared to someone like Cassandra and Leliana.
I like to think Sarah has the same level of belief as someone like Varric. It's nice to hear and probably something to it, but you don't like church much.
Oh, God, one of those spiritual but not religious types. This is America, pick a goddamn lane already.
Damn, okay, I need to lock in here because I am trying to focus on what Sarah is talking about, but that bard is just playing her heart out.
You're trying to pay attention and I am trying to tune it out. We are not the same.
Having attention difficulties must be a massive flex in the president's circle, I suppose.
People like you. Do it because they asked, or let them think they asked. They like it even more. It's inspiring, even if it sometimes goes tits up and they take a hit back. You know, like Haven.
All right, I like Sarah, and that comparison made sense, but it's not really on the same scale. Sarah helps people by punching one noble where it hurts. We help people by reclaiming an entire continent worth of battlefields from bandits, Venatori, and Red Templars.
I think Sarah making sense was the bigger boon out of this conversation, in my honest opinion. Anyways, it looks like we are still a few approval gains, sort of the roof conversation, so we may have to tackle it towards the end of the episode, depending on how the Empress election goes.
Nah, screw that. I am just going to do this work table quest I just unlocked. Get a slight boost of approval and give the Sarah character arc a proper send-off.
Are things playing out the way you expected?
Cassandra laid it out right. You're the big hat now. Gonna make everything the way it should be. Praying's nice, I suppose. Corypheus bit, though. Shite.
Oh boy, it's time for the Luffy joke, and like the one character trait about her I like, which is forgetting Corypheus' name.
Big facts from Sarah here. Anyways, I am going to do a war table quest for approval gains and then cut back viewers. Be right back.
Hey you have time? It's not a question, let's go. I've got something I want to do for you. Just come.
I'd ask Sarah for phrasing, please, but unlike the rest of you, her frontal lobe isn't developed yet, so I will cut her some slack.
Oh yeah, this group really is a bunch of 30 and 40-year-olds, and then the 19-year-old elf.
True, but Sarah is still far closer to age with us than Solus is to the rest of the squad. Dating Solus has the same age gap as Immortal and Duplicate.
Oh boy, Peak, I am the one theme again.
And raisins,
You know, Sarah, maybe you wouldn't hate cookies as much if you stopped making the most bottom-of-the-barrel F-tier cookies imaginable.
This is about as
Just
far
a
from
thought.
what I expected.
Kind of like raisin cookies, being honest.
That is the least surprising thing I have heard all day, Sleepy.
All right, the cookies are just a metaphor for the real character lore here, so we can talk about how Snickerdoodle easily clears all other cookies later.
No, that's Cap.
I had no parents. It worked out. Anyway, she gets a year sicker, so I ask her about cookies. Because mums make cookies. I can pass that down or something. Turns out, she couldn't cook. She missed that talk with her mom. The ones she made, she bought and pretended. Ah, right. Well, no, she was a bitch. She hid buying them by keeping me away from the baker. She did that by lying that he didn't like me, didn't like elves. She let me hate so she could protect her pride. I hated him so
So this
much.
whole
and I
drama
hated-
about a mom who lies and can't bake cookies is something I would normally have my kids watch in an 80s family
Well, she
sitcom,
died.
and it would get resolved in
hate
20
pride.
minutes or less.
Okay, again, you're
Pride.
focusing on the cookies, Donald.
But
The point of this story
this
is why
Inquisition
Sarah
thing
is
is
so
working
against
out.
nobles
So
or
I
other
figured I could
serious
make
topics
some
and roles, which is because she was
Inquisition
made to feel
cookies.
lower when her
Because then I
surrogate
could
mother
like
lied
them
about
again.
racism to protect her own pride.
it's
This
stupid.
story also shares a few hints with Nathaniel in terms of her rushing to judgment and punishing the baker before
don't
getting the full story
understand.
first,
This
but that
Lady
may be
Emerald
reaching
was
on
just
my
trying to
part.
be good
This
to
is still one of the best companion
could.
conversations in the entire game, but I
cookies.
do have one critique
not
about it.
just
Sarah
cookies.
was obviously
Like
subjected to
herself, fair
racism in
play,
this
only
story,
hurts her.
and probably beyond
She made me
that, given
think
she
there was
grew up in
something
an
wrong with
alienage
me.
before being
And the
adopted.
baker?
So why the
I
hell
made
does
it
she
like
dislike
shit.
elves and shit on
Why
them
not?
for having any
It
kind of
seems
racial
like he
identity of
deserved
their
it.
own?
I
She
mean,
was
you
raised
don't
as a
need
human
child
noble. It
because of
kind of comes with the
appearances. You're a
territory.
monster.
Plus, she mainly dunks on the tree huggers for acting like the superior elves.
Actually,
know,
Donald,
it was so stupid.
wait, that's basically all on
That's
the
why I
money.
want
Were
to
you
get rid
actually
of it.
listening to some of
I
this the
want
whole
to make
time?
better cookies.
I like the music, and it made me kind of focus in on her character. I won't be bringing her to fights or anything,
what?
but it was the first
That would be
stuff
great.
out of her mouth that made
See,
sense.
I knew.
Well, look at that. The Tsundere president
Wait,
strikes
really?
again. Only
Because
thing
it
I can
seems
add is that
friggin'
Sarah
daft
views
every step
people
to
as
me.
people regardless of
Suppose it's not
race.
really
It's
about
people
them.
that act like they are
hate
separate from
learning
others that
lessons.
really bothers her
Makes
like
my
nobles
stomach
and
hurt.
Dalish elves.
Anyway,
Well,
I'll
Sarah,
throw
it
this
always
rubbish
makes
away.
sense to vent your
Next time will
personal
be better,
problems to
yeah?
the main character, and you're always free to do so
Sarah.
with me, especially now that we can go on the roof at any
Can we
time.
get off the roof now?
Oh, yes, please. Smells like bird and dank. This part, not a good idea. Thanks, yeah. Feels good, this.
Now let's go check in on my son Cole.
Inquisitor,
It's nice
you
that we are
honor
giving
us
Cole a
with your
test run at
presence.
going outside in public,
May I
but
bring a
maybe we
sampling
should
of
have
fine
started with a
cheeses
small
for you
village
and
and
your
not the
guests?
capital of an empire.
I don't eat.
Oh God, Cole is about to embarrass us at this restaurant,
then, just a
either
bottle
through
of a
poor
fine
table manners
Gislaine
or
White
wearing that
to
hat
start.
out in public so that everyone can see it.
If we had made Cole
Please
more
enjoy your
spirit-like,
meal
we
this
can
evening,
barely
Your
have a
Worship.
conversation with him here, as he instead just teleports around, helping other people in the restaurant with the problems on their mind.
He
For
saw
example,
me.
our waiter wants his wife to
They
tie him up
all see
and
me.
dominate him in bed.
My man, who doesn't want that?
As much as
glad
we
you've
love the
allowed
drama,
them to.
I am happy to show my boy the world is worth
don't
living
know
in
if I
instead.
did.
Even if in both outcomes he ends up happy with how he is in life.
Wait, you made him human so he can stay in this world? I just wanted him human so he can experience human women? Clearly we are not the
That
same
was
after
enough
all,
for me.
Sleepy.
Now they remember, and I'm not sure.
Cole?
There was a mage named Reese at the spire. He was one of the few who could see me. He was my friend. My only friend for a long time.
Another difference here is how
Evangeline
Cole
showed me
describes
the
Wynn's
Templars
son,
could
Reese.
be
If he
kind,
is a spirit, he will
but
say
even
that his
she-
friendship with Reese ended when they found out what he was, but that the Inquisitor is different. In this case, though, Cole talks like he still wants and hopes that he is
Cole,
friends
this
with
is
Reese,
troubling.
even if they
We
ended
don't
on a
have to
bad
talk about
note.
it.
That bad note being Reese thought Cole might be a
You
demon
watch me
because of the
walk into
litany being
darkness
able to work
over
on his
and
powers.
over.
Oh yeah,
I'm
speaking of your
always
extended
worried.
media characters, didn't we miss a
Thank
war
you.
table quest where we
But
can
this
track
isn't
down the
about
Templar
them.
Romeo and Juliet
It's
and recruit
about-
them for the Inquisition?
We may have missed our
When I
chance,
found out
although
I
it's
wasn't
also
human,
possible it will come up later as an
when I
investigate
grew,
option.
I
We are just
lost
going to have to
Reese.
wait and see for the
I
moment.
lost
My son
my
has
only
learned all
friend.
kinds of new things these last few
why
weeks
I was
because I
scared
laugh
about
when I get
letting all
embarrassed
these
too,
people
Cole.
see me.
It's perfectly normal. At least
That's
this
why I
time when you
laugh.
learn something you didn't decide to mercy kill people as your new hobby.
The social anxiety ghost better stick with eavesdropping on our actions and the French people's sex life because
covering
we
the
are not
fear with
going to have a
laughter.
mercy-killing spree on our hands again.
This world taught me that changing means losing your friends. But now I know that doesn't have to be true. I have enough self to know that what I felt was foolish. Isn't it wonderful?
Well, you're learning new things, and we are also learning a few new things about you ourselves, Cole. Let's keep the ball rolling on our
Most
son
people
here
aren't quite
and
so
ask him a
happy to
few
learn
more
that they're
questions
wrong
back
about
at
something.
Skyhold.
I might like being human. What do you think I'll learn next?
That long pause before fading to black was probably the most
left
realistic
hand
part of
remembers
that
the
whole
knife
conversation.
slipped her in the
Also
darkness,
great he is still doing
and
the weird
wonders
narrating
why
thing.
the
Just
flower
go write a book
blooms.
already.
Well, this is only our third time talking to Cole, so we might as
May I
well
ask how
expend a
things
good
are
amount of
now that you're more
dialogue here
human?
with him, starting with what's really
hurts.
different now that he is human.
Everything hurts. Everyone remembers me now. I can only make them miss me for a few
Damn,
heartbeats.
I'm no doctor, but
But
that sounds kind of bad, buddy.
I'm
Is Cole
real.
in actual pain, or is it
More
more of
real,
like
anyway.
insecurity and being uncomfortable?
And
I think he is in
understand
pain.
more than I
Considering
did.
he fights with us, he knows what pain really is, but a lot of it
You're
is
still
probably
able
the
to
changes
sense
he
the
is going
feelings of
through.
others, aren't
Cole
you?
admits he is losing
Yes,
some
I
of his
still
spirit
feel
powers
things,
like stealth
flashes
and
of
making
their
people
minds.
forget. There's likely changes going on in his body because the spirit of compassion is changing itself to be more human.
All right, when you say it like that, it sounds like he is about to go through puberty or something. Should I give him internet access and a lock on his door?
He is definitely far too young for all that. He just learned that people can take their clothes off like yesterday. Let's just start him off with looking people in the eye first, if he can do that.
You know, I know Cole is an entirely separate entity from a human, but that line about understanding making Cullen uncomfortable and so many other little tidbits is great autistic and other spectrum representation that I just have to point it out.
Wait, is that intentional, or were they just trying to make this kid extra awkward and it unintentionally made representation?
Oh no, it was 100% intentional. Patrick Weeks confirmed that he based a lot of Cole's dialogue over his interactions with a autistic family member. So this is one of those cut and dry cases of representation done well. Since autism in media is so often undiagnosed or misunderstood by writers and viewers alike.
The fact that Cole is our editor's favorite Inquisition companion might be a hidden confession then.
Wait, hang on, Joe. Isn't he your favorite squad mate too? What does that say about you?
No comment.
I can do everything I could do before, except make people forget. The way I move comes from my mind, not my body. As long as I remember some of the Fade, it remains. My body is just like the real Cole's, except that he was a mage. I'm not.
Oh, hey, this is the Cole anti-mage
Why
theory
aren't you a
that you
mage?
were yapping about during Joe's last episode, right, Obama? About how Cole doesn't want to be a mage because Mage Cole died and suffered for being just that?
Yeah, that's exactly right. We won't go over the full story here since we already did once, and it would be a depressing way to start the new episode. But one thing of note is that Cole doubts the truth of if Mage Cole accidentally killed his sister or not. I suppose it's possible it was a manipulation created by the demon, but that particular demon was showing the horrors of reality with Wynn, so it would stand to reason that Cole's dream was real too.
I'm what he wanted to be. Him, but normal. So no one would hurt him.
You know, going back to the age conversation, Cole has only been in the mortal world about 4 years or so now, but as a spirit, he could be hundreds or thousands of years, so how do we want to count that?
Living in the Fade doesn't really count for age. I am going to say he is 4 and our son and keep it pushing. Besides, bro acts wide-eyed over every new social interaction and experience in the real world. That's exactly how my own sons used to act.
I know this age conversation makes me want to retract some of my previous statements about puberty and getting laid. I need to be more careful before I get put on a list.
Well, another list, you mean Donald?
Bite me, Joe.
Oh, hey, that's a grand total for 12 minutes before real-life political content was not avoided. I would say that's a record, but I know damn well it's not. Let's just get through a few more chains with Cole before we get the banhammer thrown directly our way.
I mean, let's be real, Obama, between the Joe babbling and the Cole babbling. No one watching this is going to remember what was said and when. We are in the clear, boys.
Donald, I know you're hoping Cole can just cast forget on the viewers, but he already said he lost that power, so we might be cooked after all.
Damn, and just when I thought he was useful for something other than representation.
Speaking of representation,
Sometimes
another
you say
aspect that
things
makes
that
him very
relate to other
autistic-coded
members of the
is the mind
Inquisition.
reading he does to our companions freely and not understanding why that makes people uncomfortable, eventually realizing that he needs to ask permission first if we exhaust dialogue with him enough.
I'm just amazed he has read everyone's mind, including Solus and Blackwall's memories, but he hasn't spoiled anything about their companion quest yet.
Blackwall's thoughts are distracted by gooning over our merchant princess, and the egg either has mental walls against Cole, or he is actively bribing Cole with cookies or something to not tell us what he knows.
Actually, at the end of the game, we can find some radiant dialogue from
Walk me
Cole
through
where
the way you
Solus
help
reveals he can use the same mind alteration Cole uses on Cole himself. It's highly likely he has been doing that all game to hide the important details about his past from Cole and everyone.
That's actually devious if it's true, although the mental block Solus has is also possible because I think Iron Bull has the same blockers in Trespasser if he stays loyal to the Qunari.
It loose. No pearl, no pain. They can hope, they can heal.
All right, with our quickest companion wrap-up yet done with, and the comfort that every squad mate is satisfied, we can move on to a short victory lap around the map, finishing some important drinking competition errands.
Yeah, viewers, I never unlocked the bridge in the fallow mire for the hidden bottle here, and I never came back here after unlocking the lockpicking perk for Blackwall's quest, so Joe is going to take care of both of those before progressing to the Oasis for the last Shard Roundup quests.
I'm not really thrilled doing backtracking busy work, but I guess the drinking competition and the full guide for the viewers is important. Plus, at least I don't have to worry about any parkour jumps like the last time we were here.
Cheer up, Sleepy. This is like the only bit of combat you are going to have all episode since the peace talks are surprise, surprise, mostly just talking.
I mean, technically there are at least 2 areas of combat in the Winter Palace and a decent boss fight depending on the ending. But yeah, I can't lie, Joe, you have kind of a boon compared to me and Donald at the moment in terms of difficult fights.
I think that's honestly fair considering I got like 3 deaths in the hinterlands in episode 2. Now that the side objectives are taken care of, it's time to give the people what they really want.
Oh no, not this again.
Oh God, I am so hard in Hightown right now, but I am also sad in Starkhaven. Since this is the last time I get to see Harding and have her debrief with me, I'm not good at goodbyes.
Well, just get it over with, Sleepy. We need the rest of those shards, and I'd rather wrap up this barren wasteland as quick as possible.
Actually, Joe, Harding plays a side role in 2 out of 3 of the DLCs. She is not going anywhere yet.
Short stack now got me double stack time to blow a rack on some pills for the sack.
Obama, you keep selling the bag on trying to actually calm Sleepy down here.
Yeah, that's still my bad.
Roaming in the area. Keep your eyes open. Don't want you to get stepped on.
Well, now that Harding gave me a shard, I can go and collect the rest of the shards for the boys. Given how many of these damn things I have grabbed so far in this playthrough, I am positive this won't take long.
There are a good number of shards here since this area is supposed to be an introduction to the elemental buffs in the temple. You can have just enough shards from unlocking this area and patrolling around the area to open the first door and get a taste of the power it has.
All right, this is post-editing Donald here. As if this place couldn't get any worse, the game audio got corrupted and everything went silent. So instead, enjoy some soothing fantasy background music while we yap and collect more shots for the competition.
Donald, how did you insert yourself into a post-editor's note if you have never edited these videos?
Oh, that's simple. Not only do I steal his DoorDash account for all my orders, but I also threaten to leak his mage and elf-loving DMs in the Discord if he plays any trash music on his channel. It's a win-win for me, and I am never caught off guard in the process.
Should we be at all confused about the fact that you steal our editor's DoorDash account when you're like a billionaire Donald? Like, damn, I get making money moves, but isn't DoorDash plus like $10 a month or something?
It's Dash Pass, and yes it is, but if this guy is going to rake in money from the romance competition using my based gameplay, then I am getting something out of this, besides some shots in the drinking competition. Speaking of, take another shot here for our Rift Quest completed viewers.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty intense addition to the drinking competition viewers, so strap in. Anyways, Barry, I have a quick question concerning drinks. Right now we have 26 out of 29 bottles, but we have done every side area as far as I can tell. Where are the last 3 bottles to finish our collection?
That's a good question. I know off the top of my head one of them is in the hissing wastes in an area Donald didn't explore yet, but as far as the other 2, I think there are 2 bottles of conscription ale we never got. They could be scattered around a few different maps, so towards the end of the series we can try and find the last 3 to finish another easy collection quest.
Obama, I would say you're underestimating the search, but I know you are the same guy that has the location of every keeper in Mass Effect, one burned into your brain, so honestly, I can believe you know where every bottle is.
I think that means we can safely cross out the Exalted Plains and Western Approach as options because Obama already cleared through them and picked them clean like some kind of nerd vulture. Anyways, take another shot for the camp collection quest, a nice and short one there. Now we just have 1 shard location left to go, boys.
Well, I would say it's a wait to finish off everything, but just like the Asteriums making a return in the Jaws of Hacken DLC, we also have a return to the shard hunting quest, including its own small temple crawl for another elemental buff.
All right, who the hell on the game design team decided that the additional gameplay that people would pay for would include the random bullshit collections? Like, did they not understand that the reason we like Inquisition is exploration and moving our troops rather than Mountain Dew riffs, shards and star puzzles that make no sense and look random?
Jaws is the first DLC of the trilogy and was probably designed before the game fully came out, since EA naturally would want DLC for one of its main series titles, so I guess they just went with the idea that more Inquisition would be good enough.
To someone out there, they were probably right. Jaws might be tedious, but you also get plenty of item and rune upgrades, so it's ultimately a mixed bag. Someone who really just loves crafting and optimization might really appreciate Jaws for just that. Same way that someone who loves the challenge of this game would love Jaws as well.
Well, goody for them anyways. We have back-to-back shots going on here for the last Rift Quest and the landmarks captured. So take 2 shots this time, viewers, and 1 more in a minute for the very last base game shard.
We finally ran into the Venatori here too, which was like half the reason we came here anyway. Let me guess this is supposed to be some kind of elf temple, given the past experiences with everything else in this game?
Well, yes and no. This area has a little more of a story to it than some of the other elven ruins we have seen so far in our series. In fact, I would compare this ruin to the Brazilian forest ruin from Dragon Age Origins, because there is 2 stories here. One from the ancient elves who likely created this temple, given what we learned from Leliana in the War Table quest. However, it was then altered by ancient Tevinter into the elemental bindings we see today.
All right, before you write your next thesis on the implications of this temple for Tevinter and Elven relations. First off, take another shot for the Shard quest. But now I have to ask, is this confirmed and backed up by the lore, or is it just your own theory?
A little of column A and a little of column B, being honest.
So just like everything else, your sources that you made it the fuck up, Nerd Bomber, why am I not surprised?
You can just tell this place wasn't made for elves or built by Daddy June. That man knew how to make a fortress where dragons could live it up. Unlike this cramped one-story apartment I have now.
By one-story apartment, you mean my brain?
Yes.
All right, we are getting way off track here. First of all, the temple is confirmed Elven based on some Sola's banter and Leliana's own findings. However, the shards and the Oculara are Tevinter in origin, given how the shards manifest in the world of Thetis, and the fact that Corypheus knows there's power here, and that it was sealed away by the shards. We can conclude that Tevinter took over this temple here, and it's why there's so many undead throughout the area, same as the Brazilian forest ruin.
Wait, the skull things are Tevinter technology? I thought they just naturally spawned like that?
Why would a skull just randomly spawn out of the ground, Donald?
No, the Oculara are very much man-made by Tevinter and placed around several areas by both the Venatori and Red Templars. We can find a crafting house in Redcliffe where they are made, which reveals the Venatori are the ones building them. Vivienne has researched that the Oculara are made by the Venatori from the skulls of Tranquil in order to look for the shards. Additionally, Cassandra mentions that she had noticed the disappearance of the Tranquil. Since Tranquil aren't very common in Tevinter, this is yet another reason why the Venatori went after the Circle Mages.
Oh damn, it's a good thing we saved that one Tranquil Mage in episode 2. When we had the chance, bro was about to become someone's skull ornament.
All right, I'm starting to see what you're saying, Obama. Basically, tranquility was only invented by the time of the Tevinter Imperium, and tranquil skulls are needed to spawn the shards into existence. So the fact that they opened the temple locks likely means the Imperium ruled this place for some time, especially since Corypheus specifically wants what's in this temple. That only leaves one hole in that story, though.
What's that, Donald?
The fact that if they have known about these shards months ago and have set up all these skulls around Thetis, why the hell have we been the only one collecting and opening the doors here? Shouldn't they have this entire temple cleared by now?
I guess we have been clearing through the maps so hard and clean that the Venatori just didn't have time to collect the shards. That goes double for the Graves and Dew Lions, since they were controlled by the red crack addicts who probably couldn't even find the shards if they had all day.
All right, full transparency, I don't really have an answer for why the Venatori haven't collected the shards yet. That is just a plot hole because they were more interested in the setup, not the actual payoff. Honestly, that's a problem with most games though, where the hero stops the villain's plot point just in the nick of time.
Personally, I find it the most interesting when a villain actually gets a win, unlocks their goal, and we have to stop them anyway, but that's just me. Can you imagine how much cooler each of these final tombs would be if instead of a random level 16 revenant, we fight a magister who has fully mastered the elemental powers of one of these tombs?
That does sound cool, but are you just suggesting that because you know I struggle more with mages in this game as opposed to demons?
LMAO, I would say you caught me. But Joe, you literally struggle with everything. You have died to every enemy type in this game. Demons, mages, Templars, dragons, even fucking bears.
Still ahead of you in this death competition, though, Double D. Anyways, Barry, are all of these areas the same? Just fighting through the same enemies? Get the elemental buff, then fight a final boss that's level 15? Because I am not showing the viewers all three of the same fight, especially when this episode is already looking to be as long as the Hinterlands episode.
Yeah, that's fair, Joe. Each chamber except for the last one has basically the same easy enemies we have already shown in this area. I guess I can just go over the rewards for each room minus the final chamber. This first tomb gives 20% cold resistance buff to the Inquisitor, a greater cold resistance belt, and some intense frost essence for frost runes, as well as the sigil of the Mistral, which increases cold damage dealt, but reduces damage from other elements. Next up we have the Fire Tomb, which gives the exact same stats, but for fire resistance, fire essence, and the sigil of the Highland Ravager, which increases fire damage, but reduces other element damage. Finally, we have the Spirit Tomb, which grants spirit resistance, spirit essence, and the sigil of the Arcane Horror, which increases spirit damage, but decreases all other sources.
Well, there's two elements not covered in those paths, poison and electricity. For those hoping to tank poison damage, well, you can go fuck yourself, because they don't offer that here, and there's not even a potion for resisting it. As for electricity, well, that's the reward we can get here after clearing through the final three paths. This final tomb is guarded by Sola's cousin here, and gives an electricity belt, 20% electricity damage, some lightning essence, and two really good pieces of equipment, a dagger that triggers chain lightning procs, and the Arishok's Viatar, basically a late-game item for Iron Bull.
Yeah, that would be perfect for our build. You know, if Sleepy Joe here can actually lock in and kill the Pride Demon.
Thanks for the hint of concern, Justice, but I am fine here. The Pride Demon just does a little more damage than I expected. It's no big deal. I still have half my potions left, and my squad is made to tank damage. We are fine. One thing I wanted to point out, though, is the whole sigil rewards. Most sigils just kind of suck, except for the bear one we put on Dorian for a hyper-specific barrier build, and these sigils are no different. Really, the only use I can see for them is to put them on each mage squad mate and have them hyper-focus on a specific build, like make Dorian your fire mage for ice dragons and darkspawn, then Vivienne your ice mage and have her focus on human enemies and fire dragons, and the list goes on. Short of that, I don't really get the hype for them.
That's basically the idea, and it's even odder because these sigils were added with Trespasser.
That's low-key how the game designers must have felt in Veilguard, giving everyone binary choices of what element they want to use, and every other element needs to be tackled by a different squad mate. Also, Joe, you're fucking cooked right now. Better get ready to re-roll.
No, I'm not. This is a minor setback is all. We still have Sarah and the Inquisitor up. I just have to get Blackwall back up and all of this will balance out. Sure, the Pride Demon hurts, but it's nothing we can't handle, boys.
Yeah. I love the confidence, Joe, but you two keep making the same mistake I see both of you make all the time, where instead of picking up the mage to auto-revive everyone else, you pick up the tank who can only soak up damage, not end the fight.
Hey, that happened like one time during that clusterfuck of a fight in Adamant where there were like 50 or so guys so far. You've been having way more fuck-ups than me. Only one beating you is Joe, like right now.
Nah, I am just fine here. Blackwall is just pranking us when he stopped tanking for the squad. Now he just needs to lock in and... Oh god, oh fuck, oh Sandal, oh Bardic bitches on high. What basic bitch is this?
Well, start it back up, Joe, and count that as a 13th death in the books. Now do it again, and try to actually manage your squad and ultimates this time around.
Or don't, and get another death racked up that would also be funny too, and terrific for the content. Keep in mind, this is the only skill check of the entire episode. And not only are you getting pressed once, but it's looking like another death is in your immediate future.
Another death? I hardly know her. Sure, my squad mates are dropping the ball a little in terms of little stuff like staying alive and finishing the fight, but we still have this in the bag. My Inquisitor is still up, and the Pride Demon is almost dead. Once I get enough points in my ultimate, I'll finish this fight real quick. In the meantime, let's focus on something more positive, like maybe the comparison between Solus's natural build and the Pride Demon's abilities.
Goddamn, when it rains, it pours with sleepy fights. This isn't even a boss fight, and it's bending him over backwards.
I think this is a good place to wrap up for the episode, boys. Thank you all for watching.
Joe, we aren't doing a quick 30-minute episode, and we have a lot to do today, so please lock in here, use whatever resource you have, and finish the damn fight, and don't get a third death in this same room.
Yeah, even I don't want to see all that. The competition is only fun if there's a chance you could win.
Well, look at that. I won this time, and last I checked, you are still 2 deaths ahead of me, Donald. I wouldn't be getting too cocky about a slip-up or 2 ahead of me, especially since you have to handle a DLC episode with higher-level Pride Demons.
Well, let's not jinx yourself too much. Also, Joe, once you grab the loot, I have one more quick errand for you to tackle. I mentioned during my episode we can get an elven sword Evanura after unlocking the codex about the Silver Knight. Since the Emerald Graves was your area, I'd figure you want to tackle it to put a little bow on the area.
Thanks for pitching my idea, Nerdbama, and Joe, don't die to any bears on the way there again for the love of God.
Yeah, God forbid a guy struggles killing the top-tier demon for more than a few minutes, maybe. I am just trying to build up a comeback story like I did last series. Anyways, viewers, here's where Evanura is. It's a little underleveled compared to the Excalibur sword we got for Cassandra last episode, but it's still a solid cold weapon.
All right, with all the side content out of the way, we can move on to everyone's favorite section, the War Table quests. And don't worry, viewers, we made sure to fix the audio glitches going forward so you won't be watching a silent main quest. First on the docket of War Table quests is the Soulless side quest, Strengthening the Veil, using the Veil measuring devices. We will send in some Templars to help him out, then you can tackle the Mega Rift next episode, Joe.
Oh boy, more Hinterlands content, my favorite. Next up, we have another Sierra quest to pad out her approval. Apparently some merchants sold some goods to the Venatori unknowingly, and we have one of Liliana's agents investigating it. Since they didn't know what they were doing, I will have Liliana reward them with some light torture and keep things moving.
I don't think you're supposed to feel rewarded through torture, but I guess you're just a special little guy. So let's forget all about the Ferelden side of the map and keep things pushing. Looks like we have some Navarran nobles who want to stroke the Inquisition's ego a bit and bring us gifts of frankincense and myrrh or whatever. I'll have the basic bard extort them for more of that shit because the economy is rough right now.
Too close to real life with that one, Donald. Looks like Navarra gave us a cool collectible action figure as thanks for the alliance. Now we have a short war table chain called alliances. Essentially, some Orlesian houses are coming together and trying to seize more power in Orlais with the civil war going on, and we don't want them getting to unified. Sending an ambassador of the Herald is an easy way to make sure they are on their best behavior, and we get to finally put Josie to work.
All right, looks like they still talked out their differences, and now two noble families are close to seizing powers. One of them is new money and progressive, while the other is old money and traditional. This is basically the Balin versus Harrowmont debate all over again, and we all know how that goes in the comments. So I will pick the new money option. Besides, picking new money might piss off Donald's old maid having ass.
The fuck you mean? I am not old money. My dad only gave me a small loan. I am the definition of new money. Not surprising the new money lady is causing problems, wanting more from us after we just supported her. And they did all this to oppose the Inquisition in the first place. I'll just have the basic bard handle this again to wrap up this quest chain.
After Wicked Eyes and Hearts, we have a few more missions in the Alliance's chain that we can tackle to put a full end to this. Next up, we have the War Table quest assigning Sir Michel, and out of respect for your request, Donald, we are going to have Cullen assign him to lead a squad to make use of his insane durability.
Bro's already drinking and fighting. That's the true adventurer's way to live. Anyways, that's enough side content. It's time to get into the real meat of this quest. Let's hurry up already, Joe.
Damn, you're really excited to see the Orlaisian peace talks out. I am surprised, Donald. Did some of our lore setups pique your interest?
Barry, he is legit only excited about doing this quest because Morgan is going to show up in like 20 minutes.
Oh, right. I forgot. He just learned about that. Well, before we fall back to our regularly scheduled Goon session, we better hear about the major players in this civil war. Well, at least from how the game describes them, since we already covered all three players in the last two episodes.
Yeah, dear God, even I can remember them, and I really didn't want to. Because whatever ass sits on the throne affects absolutely nothing concerning the Templars, Lyrium, or Mommy Morrigan.
Oh yeah, speaking of Lyrium, how have you been feeling since we took away your Lyrium pen, Double D?
It's touch and go most days, and that's all you really need to know about it, because that's all I want to talk about right now, Sleepy.
Ouch, I felt that cold sting from here. Let's just move on to the clear Gaspard glaze that Cullen is about to give, like his schlong is in the war room with us.
Who hold authority over title disputes. She became Empress, and he a general in the Imperial Army. He's well loved by the troops. He's also a chevalier. Most of their number sided with him when he turned on the Empress.
You would think Gaspard is paying Cullen's salary instead of us, the way he is going on about him. I feel like if Cullen knew Gaspard is down with invading Ferelden and therefore putting his family's life in danger, he might change his tune about him.
I mean, what's not to like about the guy? He has the support of the military, he gets shit done and doesn't want to bother with politics. And bro rightfully should be emperor, he just got it taken from him.
Again, Donald, he is a bit too pro-military. Sure, that brute force would be nice immediately to fight Corypheus, but once peace settles down, bro, is absolutely going to cause an actual war in the midst of the Quinari invasion, and the soul is nonsense.
Wait, was Dracon that big of a deal? Wasn't that the name of the fort where we fought the Archdemon?
Yeah, apparently despite being anti-Orlaisian, Ferelden does have a fort in the capital named after Drakon due to his military prowess, I suppose. It's not the only fort with the Orlaisian name in Ferelden either. Fun fact, there's also a tower in Mass Effect 2 named Drakon Tower, which is a reference to the Origins Tower. Another connection between the two worlds.
The elven leader is a jilted lover of the Empress?
It's not widely known. Just a rumor whispered among the palace servants a few years ago. If it's true and where to get out. The Empress.
Wait, so she saw them banging up close and personal? Why am I not surprised?
No, she didn't see them bang. She could just infer that they were close. That's why she is being careful to just say it's a rumor, even though we all know it's 100% true.
Tell me everything we know about the Empress.
Empress Celine is a renowned diplomat and reformer. She works tirelessly to secure peace for the Empire. Unfortunately, many Orlesians view peace as complacency. She has yet to name an heir, leaving the future of the Empire in doubt if anything happens to her. Especially when the next in line is her cousin Gaspard, who's made few friends on the Council of Heralds.
Celine is surrounded at all times by countless
So basically,
guards,
Celine does a
courtiers,
whole lot of
servants,
talking and not a whole lot of doing. You guys are all on Gaspard's dick about conquering Ferelden, but we know for a fact Celine was trying to fuck Callian into submission and take over Ferelden, and that was way before he became Darkspawn food.
Okay, admittedly that's true, but Celine has strictly given up on that long ago because Alistair has absolutely no interest in her being the big bro that he is. So Celine's biggest threat to Ferelden is an alliance and a few polite letters.
All right, well that's all the players in this, but the only way for me to decide who to pick is hanging out at a fancy party. So let's get started.
You're saying that, but I already know you've made up your mind, given your elf love. Speaking of, who are you bringing to the party, and why is it the Cockney elf, Sleepy?
Yeah, I am bringing Sarah for the extra quest. She unlocks. I am bringing Cassandra so we can dance with her and make Barry happy, since Donald shouldn't be the only gooner today. And finally, since she kind of lives and breathes the game, let's bring Vivienne into this.
I like the party, although I am not sure if we have to bring Cassandra to get the dance at the end. I would have brought Cole instead for a reason we can get into later, but I appreciate you thinking about me.
The political situation in Halam Shiral hangs by a thread. The Empress fears our presence could sever it. The Grand Duke is only too happy to have us at the ball as his guests, so our invitation comes from him.
Another +1 for
Whether we
Gaspar,
act
as
as
he is the whole
allies
reason we
or
are here,
accept the
since little
balance
Miss
of power,
Yapsalot didn't
he
want to
gains
invite us
opportunity.
personally.
The fact he
If not
invited
a
us
clear
is going to make a
advantage.
plot point that happens later make even less sense too, so just keep it in mind.
Damn. Well, it's a good thing we found 6 copy and paste identical soldier brothers to give us a memorable entrance. I'm sure Josie paid top dollar for that. Anyways, here's Donald's new boyfriend, I guess.
Just because I respect warrior mains doesn't mean I am dating them. If this piece of shit does anything Logain related, he can still die. I am not at Obama's or your level. Also, does he comment on every main quest we do? Is that like Radiant?
It's based on whatever main quest you most recently finished. If we came here right after Corypheus' Haven attack, he would compliment us recruiting the mages or Templars. Basically, it's just empty glaze to butter us up.
So we have Cullen and Donald glazing Gaspard. Then Gaspard glazes us now. All we need to do is glaze Cullen and Donald, and we have a full ecosystem of glaze.
Joe, what the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know, the joke made way more sense in my
They will
head.
be telling stories of this into the next age.
Anyways, Gaspard, I promise you, our entrance is not going to be the most shocking thing happening tonight.
That sounds like a red flag to me, but moving on, I like how it took Gaspard a grand total of like 2 minutes before he started to point the blame
As
at
a friend,
Briala and the
perhaps
elves.
there is a matter you could undertake this evening. This elven woman, Briala.
I mean, the elves are straight up spies here. It sounds like elf suspicion is justified here. I'm just impressed he can remain tactful in front of the elf inquisitor.
That elf grace period is not going to last long, trust me.
They just hate the elves because they can't control the Illuvians or the magical orbs without causing an international incident.
Holy shit, Sleepy picking a renegade dialogue. Where the hell did that come from?
I'm just trying to be brief with this guy. I already know I am going to hear from him 2 or 3 more times, so I am trying to cut this first conversation short.
Our enemies will make us look like villains. We're keeping the court waiting, Inquisitor. Shall we?
Is that the Inquisitor?
An elf savage? Oh, Maker forbid!
Well, it took about 5 seconds for us to get racially profiled at the Galaboys.
As they should. This is why you always pick human nobility in every game.
At least we aren't a Cunari. Don't they get, like, publicly executed at the start of this quest line?
Socially, yes, they do.
Have you seen a
Non-mage
ring
humans
anywhere?
start at 45 points, mages, elves, and dwarves start at 30, immediately taking a 10-point hit, and Quinari take a 15-point hit, probably because some of the nobles think we are here to invade. If we reach 0, it's game over, although you have to be really blunt to get that low.
I don't know, given the gameplay so far, that sounds like a really funny way for someone to get another death.
No, don't worry about it. I got this, boys. See, I am already going to do a side quest for some additional approval. I just have to find a ring for her and get the boost we need.
Did she just call us rabbit? Is she high or something?
No, rabbit is the Orlaisian polite way of saying knife ear, because I guess our ears are really pointy like a rabbit. Apparently, most Orlaisians say it when they are trying to be nice to elves, as they view it as a cute term.
That feels very real-life inspired by actual racial issues, which means we should probably address it, then move on before this gets too serious. Anyways, her ring was like 10 feet behind her, so I guess this girl has confirmed ADHD.
This little courtyard tutorial is a massive gameplay positive for teaching all of the new mechanics for this quest in one go. There's a Hala statue to the right that teaches us how to unlock hidden doors around the castle. Then to the left, there's a conversation we can eavesdrop on to learn how to acquire courtyard secrets that can give us court approval.
Sorry, I know that gameplay yap was important, but dear God, these people cannot stop complaining about how lazy elves are. Dear God, maybe Corypheus should just take this goddamn place.
Hey, compared to Origins racism, these guys are pretty tame. You can tell their heart just isn't into the elf hate.
Yeah, if these guys spent a week in Fox Discord, they would come back with some actual bite to their words. Anyways, Joe, I would have saved the Hala statue here for later, but I can't complain about some extra golden experience. Now let's move on to one more tutorial task.
Foreigners.
Well, at least these guys hate us because we aren't French and not because we were assigned the wrong race at birth. Anyways, it's time to be the true drama lovers we are and eavesdrop on some private conversation.
I'm so glad these idiots are willing to talk about their cloak and dagger politics out in the open like this. Also, am I the only one who gets Assassin's Creed vibes from this? Like blending into a stealth circle to listen into people?
No, you have a point, Donald. Add a few assassin and rogue mechanics, and this whole quest could be thrown into Assassin's Creed title seamlessly. The massive crowded ball and emphasis on stealth don't do many favors for the comparison either.
You can use the term stealth with massive quotation marks, though, because you can trespass right in front of everyone, and nothing happens, as well as grabbing important documents off the ground without anyone saying anything.
I know that happens with every race and class, but we are an elf and a rogue. I'm pretty sure no one is paying attention to us, and if they were, we would be too subtle to see with the naked eyes.
It is a matter of life and death. It is no simple matter of etiquette and protocol. Every word, every gesture is
Well, we better go meet up with the merchant princess and have her debrief us on what spoon to use when eating dinner.
I know she always uses the Wicked Grace comparison, but considering we just had the game last week, that's a very helpful comparison to make. Don't sweat it, though, Josie. I am going to take a page out of your book and kill them with kindness.
Not a bad strategy, but you would get farther by being obtuse and nonchalant, in my opinion. Being too nice will just get you fleeced for everything, while also forming a rumor that you fuck dogs or something.
You are just full of joy and light this evening.
Everything will be fine.
The lack of speech checks is really wearing on her. Don't worry, though, I am going to put on my best smile and sing my best bardic ballad for the occasion.
How very French of you, gentlemen. I am impressed.
What the fuck? Was that who I think it is?
I don't see how it could be, though.
I felt a massive disturbance in the Fade just now. That can only mean the Duma dipshit is plotting something.
Well, we know he hires people with voice changes. It was probably just one of those guys, right?
We can hope, Joe. We can hope. Well, while we stay on guard, we can witness the peak introductions. Every companion and advisor, and even our own Inquisitor get unique introductions here, except Cole, because he hides himself from all this. I really recommend looking up all companions' Winter Palace introductions. It's a real treat.
My son's social anxiety takes precedent over dialogue enrichment, I suppose. Anyways, I will let the peak dialogue take it from here.
Shepherd and leash of the wayward Order of Templars, purger of the heretics from the ranks of the faithful.
He is so full of it. That's not how it went.
Champion of the Blessed Andraste herself.
Joe, why the hell are you walking like we have a stanky leg? We are losing aura by the minute.
Hop off. I am trying to not trigger the cutscene up ahead with Celine, but also still moving up so I can see everyone walk up.
Portia, Calogera, Philomena.
Get on with it.
Oh God, I wish Cassandra would hurry me along like
14th
that.
cousin to the King of Navarra, 9 times removed. Hero of Orlais. Right hand of the divine. Madame Vivienne, first enchanter of the Circle of Magi, enchanter of the Imperial Court, mistress of the Duke of Ghislaine. Her ladyship, my bulls each, of course.
There's that dad humor we have come to know and love from Sarah.
I swear to God, the Cockney elf is trying to get us executed over a D's nuts joke. I don't know whether to hate her or be impressed she is committed to the bit.
Lady Liliana, Nightingale of the Imperial Court.
Liliana here can have a lot of flexibility in her introductions if she is in a romance with the Warden. They will announce her as lover of the hero of Ferelden in the introduction. And interestingly, if the hero of Ferelden is queen and in a romance with a hardened Liliana, they will announce her as mistress of the Queen of Ferelden.
Damn, all of the Orlesian court knows King Alistair sits in the cuck chair every night while the two girls go at it.
Jesus, how horrible. I will need a few images of that to share in my homie's pain with him.
Cousin.
Not surprising we talked over Josie's introduction to Goon a little, I guess. That's just on brand at this point. Anyways, Joe, the racism isn't done yet because the next dialogue option here depends on our race once again. If we are a human noble, the top option of being polite earns 10 approval, but nothing if we are a mage or a different race. Instead, we have to pick the funny option for small approval.
Human nobles stay on top. What can I say? We would already be close to max approval by this point.
Lord Inquisitor, we welcome you to the Winter Palace. Allow us to present our cousin, the Grand Duchess of Leeds, without whom this gathering would never have been possible.
What an unexpected pleasure. I was not aware the Inquisition would be part of our festivities.
She looks a little nervous.
Definitely a red flag, but we are also an elf being addressed by the court that on its own is probably unsettling.
You know, I am comparing notes in my head here, and upon further inspection, why does everyone think this girl is super attractive? Like she is mid at best, and honestly, Callian kind of downgraded from Honora here. Like even Inquisition Honora looks better.
You don't have the full picture, Donald. She has a mask on and is wearing heavy clothes. Speaking of that, it's too bad we aren't a female elf. We could have taken advantage of her fetish for our own benefit.
Joe, you say her fetish like you also don't have the very same one.
No comment.
Yeah, good on you for calling it out, Nerd Bomber.
Of the ballroom, Inquisitor. We look forward to watching you dance.
Anyways, by enjoy the festivities of the ballroom, I assume she means talk to our companions, because there's fuck all else to do at the moment.
Relax, Donald. We get some Josie and Richmond on the way too, and we have Cullen and Vivienne, some of your favorites.
All right, cool. Someone poke me when we get to that point, because before that, I am going to do some 10 to 20 minute long blinks in the meantime.
Oh yeah, you have been falling asleep during public meetings now. Isn't it the best? That chair is comfy as fuck.
Honestly, maybe I shouldn't have given you so much shit for that, Sleepy. It is a comfortable chair.
Both of you should feel terrible about that, by the way. You are the representation of our country, and you can't stay awake for more than 10 minutes.
Yeah, sorry, Barry. It's just double teaming your mother left both me and Donald a little tired last night. I'll try to tell her to calm down.
Boom, got him.
You both suck. Just focus on the companion dialogue.
Well, Donald, look, there's two Josies in the room now. How about that?
I definitely wish we got the whole Montiliet family reunion here like that one Plankton episode, because seeing Josie actually flustered and bothered when she is normally calm, cool, and collected is adorable.
I've heard so much about you, but not as much as I want. Josephine writes, but she never tells me anything. Is it true you found the Red Templars sacrificing heretics and drinking blood from mages' veins?
Another unique main quest dialogue here. If we recruited the mages, her sister will ask if it's true that the rebel mages bathed in virgin's blood before summoning demons.
Honestly, the rumor is more believable and less crazy than what actually happened. So you know what? Sure, that's exactly what happened here.
Haha, seeing her annoyed is so damn cute.
Well, let's get the sibling dirt on Josie while we can. It is unfortunately our only chance to ask.
This may be my only chance to hear about when Josephine was a girl.
Oh yes, as she told you about when she was 10 and... Yvette, stop. Fine. What about when we were climbing the cliffs by the... No. She once told the Duke of... Absolutely
Oh my God, this is so wholesome that my teeth are starting to hurt.
She still plays with her doll collection when no one's looking. Yvette, that's absurd.
It's okay, Princess Obama has been playing with dolls all series with Iron Bull and Dorian, trying to get them to hook up.
The fact you made more progress in one episode than I did for two is still wearing heavy on me. I can't lie.
She would forget to mention the artists. I've been studying painting under Antiva's royal tutors. You should be proud, Josie. I'm going to be
Josephine really was written with the real-life older siblings in mind. She really is balancing everything more than the parents are.
Oh, so this girl is the typical liberal arts student pulled right out of the California art schools. Good to know. This is who Joe was giving student loan forgiveness to, by the way.
Hey, that's not fair, Donald. We didn't do it by Major Kamala, just put a bunch of names in a hat, and I would draw like 50 a month to get the loans forgiven. It was fair for everyone.
All right, before we just reveal all the state secrets, we can move on here. We already know Josephine is a massive Celine supporter, so we don't have to get into that. Let's check on our other advisor in the room, Cullen.
Oh yeah, doesn't our base Templar have a growing harem of nobles throughout the night?
It's too bad we told him to stop taking lyrium, because between the withdrawal headaches and the overstimulation, Cullen is in for a rough night.
The fact that it's only Cullen shows that these French people at least have a base Templar appreciation. I guess a foreign clock can be right twice.
I think it's less Templar appreciation, and more so Orlais just really likes handsome men. Anyways, you're already very well established. Your Gaspards support Cullen. But let's hear it from you again.
Who do you think the Inquisition should support?
Gaspard's claim to the throne is fair. Orlais needs someone capable of responding to the crisis at hand. A military-minded leader seems...
All right, pretty blunt, but I guess that does fit Cullen's character pretty well in hindsight.
I thought he was speaking nothing but facts. Personally, might is right after all. Anyway, Sleepy, you can't rizz up the council member yet. We need to have higher court approval first.
Damn, and here I thought I was being charming. Anyways, Vivienne, it's time to earn your keep for this episode.
And here we are. You haven't embarrassed yourself as much as I feared. Well,
what should I be on the lookout for if I want to win the French people's cold and icy hearts?
Any words of wisdom for navigating the ballroom?
Speak to the Council of Heralds. 6 of them are here tonight. The 7th member of the council is...
This is really good advice for court approval. I will give her that. Also, the 7th member of the council here is none other than Vivienne's boyfriend, and he is indisposed because he is dying and can't get out of bed, by the way.
Well, shit. That is really sad.
Don't worry, viewers. We will handle that whole messy situation during my next episode before I do the Frostback Basin.
What I want is irrelevant, darling. Orlais requires stability, and that is best served by Empress Celine.
Well, damn, I didn't think me and Vivienne would agree on anything today, but I guess she has a little bit of culture in her after all. I'm surprised you don't agree, Donald.
She is just showing loyalty to a former employer. She isn't thinking with a clear, unbiased head like I am.
What's even funnier than Donald disagreeing with the ruler choice is the fact his favorite companion in Inquisition absolutely hates his favorite companion in Origins.
Hey, I am a man of refined tastes, and I can enjoy a good catfight when I see one. I have no horse in this race. They should both just fight it out, then bond over their kindred mage hating.
All right, one more companion to go. Let's go see if Sarah has made any more dad jokes while we left her unattended in the ballroom here.
So bringing Sarah here unlocks 3 red Jenny caches around the palace that we can collect for extra loot, confirming she does have contacts serving the Empress.
What a fun, close marrying crowd.
It's some nice extra loot for thinking about the lore externally.
It's also an extra collection quest for the drinking competition Nerdbomber. I am sure that's the real reason Sleepy brought her here.
No, not at all. I just brought her here because I like the D's nuts joke she gives in her intro.
Jesus Christ!
Any thoughts on who we're investigating?
The Empress is pretty. It'd be fun to drink and kill stuff with Gaspard. Briala is friggin' funny. Elves, elves, elves. But it's really a pissing match with an old lover. Don't know the rest, but that explains a lot. They're all lying, but Celine's nice to look at. Good thing we're here to save her neck.
Any hidden treasures from friends of your little network?
You mean, do any of the servants ferrying tarts between these windy tits hate them enough to give up a stash or two? I'm not saying yes, but wait, yes I am. There's some good stuff hidden around. Keep an eye out.
Back soon.
Not going anywhere.
All right, let's hear what concerns my beautiful bard has for me at this lovely ball.
What did the Duke say?
He points the finger at Ambassador Briala.
The ambassador is up to something, but she can't be our focus. The best place to strike at Celine is from her side. Empress Celine is fascinated by mysticism, foreseeing the future, speaking with the dead, that sort of rubbish. She has an occult advisor, an apostate who charmed the Empress and key members of the court as if by magic. I've had dealings with her in the past. She is ruthless and capable of anything.
Okay, I know I give the basic bard shit sometimes, but calm the fuck on. Does she really think one of her best friend's wives, who she killed the archdemon with and broke POTUS out of prison with in an epic show of bonding, is working with goddamn Corypheus? Like, did she get hit on the head or something? It's a good thing POTUS isn't here to listen to this because he would slap a bitch.
I know this is to show how hardened Leliana is from this game compared to Origins, but I like to think she is casting blame on Morrigan as a way of getting back at her for losing the romance competition in Origins.
Liliana, you're a beautiful song to all 5 senses, and I get hating the Morrigan favoritism, but even I have to say, you're way off base here. Using blood magic to brainwash Celine isn't something Morrigan would do, if for no other reason, then it's not something she would be interested in. And she definitely would never work for Corypheus and be with POTUS at the same time.
Yeah, I am just thankful this plot point doesn't really go anywhere. Anyways, we have one more companion to check in on, and it's the most important of all because, goddamn gooba gooba goo, does she look good in red?
It still baffles me that I am in Joe's brain, but the pure cortisol spike Obama gets can still trigger me from all the way inside there.
Hey, it triggers me too. I think that just means you're becoming more human and learning to feel what others feel.
I think I would rather learn what chewing broken glass feels like than what you 3 gooners feel like.
Pretend their petty squabbles are a game. Yes, let us treat murder, corruption, and deceit as delightful amusements. How wonderful. We are here to save Empress Celine, and it galls me. Why does she merit our protection? The Empire would be
So
better
Donald's
off
favorite
without her.
companion is
Gaspard
pro-Celine, and Barry's
leader
favorite
Orlais
companion is pro-Gaspard. This is an interesting twist.
Again, we see that the base Templars know what's really best for the future of this country.
Mommy Cassandra is only pro-Gaspard because it ends up helping her divine election in the end, which is the only thing I am very much against happening in this game.
I see. Good to know where things stand, then. I gotta keep a tally on everything.
Wait, what that mean?
Nothing. Don't worry about it, Barry. I am just rambling in my old age anyways. Look, I am going to ask Cassandra to dance with us later.
I mean, yeah, that's great Sundray content, but seriously, Joe, what does that mean?
All right, careful with the meta breaks. We are trying to be less blatant about that. Anyways, what's got these 2 elves so damn sassy? Shouldn't they be nice by seeing another elf?
As the saying goes, not all skinfolk are kinfolk, especially when said skinfolk are working for the Dalish-hating elf spymaster. Anyways, before we go back to the ballroom, we can collect a large amount of court approval through some secret rooms, documents, and dialogue.
Careful about mentioning ballrooms too many times, Barry. You might trigger Donald's PTSD.
Joe, that just happened last week. Don't joke about the fact that I am the most shot at president to ever exist.
Donald, I was shot at 11 times while president. 12 if you count non-presidential assassinations because I got too mouthy at a convention, so don't pull that. None of us should be milking that fact.
Oh, wait, was it 11 times? I don't remember it, and I was there.
All right, I know why Sleepy doesn't know that, but how come that isn't wider knowledge, Obama?
Because one, most people try to kill the president for infamy, even if they don't succeed, and we don't want that. And two, if Michelle knew how often my life was in danger, she would have more ammunition to leave me.
Oh, geez, right. How's that going, by the way?
Some days are better than others, but it would probably be best for everyone if the less she knows about Mommy Cassandra, the better. I don't need more reasons for her to be uncomfortable, you know?
Nah, besides Donald being a dick about Hunter, you know we don't bring the family situation into our arguments, Barry. This is a safe space.
Actually, I view the Orlais and Ball as kind of the opposite of a safe space, but I appreciate the sentiment all the same, Joe. Anyways, I already said it once, but make sure you talk to all the council members around here. Each of them can give court approval buffs as well as some key points about the investigation.
Always a difficult child, Gaspard. Never listened, never did what he was told. He was raised a prince. All his life we told him he would be.
So this guy is Gaspard's uncle. Doesn't that mean he also has some loose claim to the throne just like him?
No, Gaspard's claim to the throne is through the other side of his family, not his father's side.
Have you noticed anything strange this evening?
My niece Florian hasn't spoken to me all evening. That's not like
This is also like the only hint that something is going on with Florian too, right? Like everything else points to Gaspard or Morgan.
That's because this quest was clearly written by the same writers who wrote the Mage-Templar conflict and made things very one-sided for Celine. The only benefit Gaspard gets is that plenty of advisors and companions outright support him.
I'd say this game does a better job at balancing the election choice on its own, but that this main quest is very one-sided in favor of Celine or Betrayal. Gaspard on his own doesn't make a good case for himself. In fact, he is downright acting like an antagonist. Other people speak for Gaspard better than he does, which I suppose is in character. Cassandra, Cullen, and his general in the Exalted Plains give louder praise in support of Gaspard than anything he offers on his own.
Also, how the hell is there massive bloodstains all across this ballroom and no one has mentioned it or started freaking out?
If this was a Bethesda RPG, everyone in this room would be doing a slow jog and calling for the guards saying there had been an assault.
I guess this sort of thing happens all the time in Orlais and Balls. Everyone is desensitized to it.
Also, Joe, speak to the Council of Herald's vassal. When you're done reading the note, he has a massive court approval gain we can take advantage of.
Yes, sir. Mr. Optimal Obama, sir. Anyways, this is the vassal of Vivian's boyfriend, I assume, right?
I actually don't know because there is a few council members who are officially here, but we never see the vassal could be serving any one of them, including Duke Prosper's son.
Wait, the sus dude who we roofied in Dragon Age 2, he is on the council? How the hell did that triangle get the job anyway?
Well, remember his dad claimed to have personal ties with the Empress after helping her ascend to the throne by killing someone close to Gaspard. I guess that closeness also gave him a council seat.
Oh, great, now we have to listen to the Empress's clones instead of actually talking to the big girl herself. How are we going to elect someone that the game won't even let us talk to face until the end of the game? At least Gaspard and the elf has enough ladyballs to talk to us face to face.
She could not speak freely in front of the entire court, Inquisitor.
Empress Celine is eager to assist the Herald of Andraste in his holy endeavor.
She will pledge her full support to the Inquisition as soon as the usurper Gaspard is defeated.
I know it's probably fluff to get us on her side, but I do like that she is promising us support already, especially because she is confident she will win.
Hate to say it, but that is just straight overconfidence on her part, and the part of the emissaries. If Gaspard overwhelms the Winter Palace with mercenaries that just straight up kill her or force her to surrender, they are cooked.
A little heavy-handed, but that's sometimes the cost of saving a country from weakness, boys. Anyways, Joe, go walk up to those two nobles up ahead when you're done getting glazed from the side girls. We have an important debate to settle.
Man, it's not enough that leaders in the game are giving me tasks. Now leaders out of the game are giving me them too. Anyways, buddy, how is the weather up there? Wait, what the hell, Donald? You lied to me.
Unfortunately, Joe, they are not going to just talk to an elf and give up what they know. Instead, we have to eavesdrop on them behind the fence here. There's also the first red Jenny cache here too, with some easy money.
You must be mistaken.
No, I'm quite certain it was blood on the tiles.
If they're playing the game, they're not doing it very well.
These dumbasses are just now noticing the blood on every single tile in this palace. They should be talking to one of the pointy-eared Roombas to clean it, not complaining about it.
I love Celine, but even I don't really see how she has a guaranteed victory here. I get that she already won the Council of Heralds, but do they really think something drastic couldn't happen? Also, this chest only has blue gear that really isn't worth our time. Hell, the random sack of ingredients has more that we want in it, with the herbs at this point.
I have never agreed with a French person more in my life. Mommy Morrigan transcends all.
So wait again, does that mean you're pro-Celine now, Donald, because that's this guy's whole point?
No, that's not what I mean. I'm just saying, when I say kill all mages, I don't mean Mommy Morrigan.
Don't ask a Templar main who their wife is, I suppose. Anyways, Joe, you can walk up to these guys and recruit one of them as an agent, depending on if you support mages or Templars.
Why are you telling him that like he isn't just gonna pick Mage's Nerdbama?
Actually, you know what? I am going to pick the Templar supporter. How about that?
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's what you get for making assumptions. I am off the deep end today, boys. I swear to God I can have layers too, you know, and I can pick choices people don't expect. Anyway, now that I have had my monologue moment, let's open up the servant room. That definitely will have nothing surprising inside it. And oh look, it's dead bodies.
My good man, it's Orlais. Every locked door has dead bodies inside it. This door is required for completing the main quest as well as the note on Celine's desk up ahead. However, don't pick up the note just yet since there's a few things we can grab here. And picking up the note triggers a timer.
Well, looks like we have a puzzle we have to get through, Joe. Don't trigger any montage music, just give him the answer, Obama.
I know the last answer is Florian because you told me that was the guy before Celine, but that's all I remember.
All right, so we have to light the urns in order of who ruled first. The order is Etienne the first, then Reville, then Etienne the second, then Judicael the first, then Judicael the second, and finally Florian. The order is also prearranged from left to right when leaving Celine's study.
My son Cole also shows up in the library, if I remember right, and helps around here since he doesn't want to be in public where people can see him.
Yeah, Cole can give some hints at this area since he is radio silent about the rest of the quest. Unlike Vivienne or Sarah, it's nice to see the first time around, but just like the Adamant Fortress Fade section, you feel kind of bad bringing him there since this isn't his element.
Oh ho ho, that's not the only person out of their element here, gentlemen.
What the fuck is this thing? Who the fuck is playing with the voices?
No one is playing with the voices. You're the only one who did that. Who the hell even are you?
I'm Arl Howe, leader of Daenerym, High Ever, and Amaranthine. No need to get too regal, though I'm not here to talk to the lower class. I just have a message for the elf lover, Joe Biden.
I don't talk to corpses, you bum ass.
Oh, how cute. But I am sure we will be fast friends soon enough. I just want you to know that Obama has been lying to you about the importance of this mission. What you choose here isn't really about who rules the weak French Empire. It matters because you and you alone can decide who is divine. They have already screwed you out of Liliana. How are you going to respond? Ha 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 ha.
Wait, Barry, is that true? Should I be locked in on the divine choice?
No, Joe, don't listen to a word that dirty fucking rat is saying.
Donald, I didn't ask you. I asked my running mate, Barry, over here.
Joe, why would me and Obama have anything to gain here? Just back off.
I don't remember saying that, Donald. Now answer the question, Barry.
Oh. Looks like you grabbed the note. It's time to meet Morrigan. Better not keep Donald and the viewers waiting, right?
All right, I will give them their goth girl scene, but this isn't over yet.
Well, well. What have we here?
Oh God,
Leader of the new Inquisition. Fabled herald
Stål ditt hjärta, gryningen kommer.
Delivered from the
Natten är
grasp
lång
of the fade
och
by the
vägen är
hand
mörk.
of
Se mot
blessed
himlen.
Well, it's good to see we came full circle with that joke, and we really haven't changed 2 years later. Fun fact, this dress Morrigan is wearing is the exact design that Leliana recommended her in Party Banter in Origins, right down to the gold trim and low-cut front.
Damn, I feel bad now. My beautiful bard was thinking Morrigan was a full-on Venatori agent. Meanwhile, she was taking her fashion advice and thinking of her. I also like the little feather.
Apparently, Kieran was the one who picked out her dress, which is either less or more wholesome, depending on how you look at it.
Can you advise me on the quickest way to be your pet again, Mommy Morrigan?
You have been very busy this evening. Hunting in
I do like how the game at least pretends we can distrust Morrigan here for roleplay reasons, even though no one whose first game wasn't Inquisition is going to do that.
I don't know. Do we?
You are being coy.
I'm being careful.
Not unwise, here of all places. Allow me to speak first, then. Recently I found and killed an
Mommy, can you please kill me the same way you killed that agent, only slower?
Damn, Donald, tell me how you really feel.
I don't think you want him to do that, Joe. Also, I don't get the question asking, why did you kill him? It's not like most people we fight, we don't outright kill without stopping to ask questions.
Hell, the only people who stay alive after that are people who are default immune to death and just tank fatal blows even when we launch a magical nuke at them.
If you have to remain by the Empress's side, I can wear exactly what she wears just for you,
I must
Mommy.
return to her anon, but she is safe enough for the moment. 'Twould be a great fool who strikes at her in public in front of all her court and the Imperial Guard.
Yeah, Morrigan about that. You might be surprised at how stereotypically stupid Corypheus is, and the people he hires are somehow even worse.
If I could just chime in past the gooning for a minute, didn't one of those stupid hires capture 2 of you?
Yeah, and didn't that happen because the God of Lies convinced you that it was a good idea?
Touche. All right, objection withdrawn.
One of the many things I love about Mommy Morrigan is that she is not only practical, but she knows how to keep her bag, too. If the boss dies, she doesn't get paid, so of course she has to protect what's hers.
So again, Donald, does that mean you support Celine? Because the only way Gaspard rules is if Celine dies.
She doesn't need the Empress's job anymore because I have the perfect job for her now, and it pays 24/7.
Well, out of our friendship, Donald, I'll ask her to come along with us.
I am surprised there isn't a scene in this mission where we fight with Morrigan against the Venatori, but the fights in this mission, besides the boss fights, are so easy we don't really need that to happen.
All right, before Donald puts the dog collar on, let's go talk to two of the major players in this election, starting with the elf ambassador and the backstabbing ex-girlfriend, Briala.
Oh shoot, I forgot you can talk to her first before going into the servants' quarters. Good work, Joe.
Thanks, Barry, but don't think you're getting out of what I was asking you earlier. So tell me what's going on with this quest, and what did that guy mean about Liliana?
Nothing, Joe. You can absolutely still have the basic bard become fantasy pope. You're still in this.
Okay, fine. So this quest is the last main quest that impacts the divine election. So the points, for the most part, are actually finalized. I did some math between last episode and this one and found some unfortunate news. The total points right now, because of our choices, is Cassandra at 15 points, Vivienne at 3 points, and Liliana at -4. The most points we can get for Liliana here is +5 if Gaspard rules, and Briala controls him, and everything else could get her another 7 or so, but that would still leave her lower than Cassandra. Depending on your choice here, we either completely clinch Cassandra the victory here, or nudge Vivienne enough for her to take the win, but either way, because of how the divine election works. Liliana can't win.
Hang on, I don't believe that. Let me see. Holy shit, you're right. Why didn't you tell me this earlier? And why was Donald pressed about me not knowing about this?
Let me take the fall for this one, Obama. I'm used to being the bad guy anyway. Me and Obama both know what choice you would make given your love of Celine and love of elves. We figured we would let you make your choice for role-play reasons, since that just so happens to give Vivienne extra points, and then me and him can secure her victory in the next 2 episodes.
Barry, you were trying to get the mage hater elected all this time.
I already said I don't have a horse in this race. I just don't want Cassandra to win, so we have to break up. Now that Liliana is out of the race, that only leaves Vivienne as our choice. It's not personal, just waifu love.
Nah, fuck that. I would rather Cassandra win than Vivienne. She is going to molest the mages and elves if she is in charge. You need to take one for the team, Barry.
Joe, I love you, but if you fuck with my romance here, I might have to choke slam you.
Sleepy, it's 2-1 here. You're outvoted. Just let Vivienne take the throne, and we can try to get you something nice in Veilguard or something.
Oh, so now you guys get to just decide what I choose for the main quest? Last I checked, Donald, if decisions were a democracy, Hawk would be alive, and the Wardens would still be here. This Empire election is my choice for the series, and maybe I want to guarantee Cassandra's win here. Looks like that means I have to let Gaspard rule alone.
Damn, I don't know how to feel about this one now. Maybe you're on your own, Obama.
Joe, we have been anti-Gaspard together for the last 2 episodes, but now that it hurts Vivienne and me, you're suddenly pro-military?
What can I say? I hate Vivienne more than I hate Gaspard. Looks like no one gets what they want fully here, Barry.
Joe, is there any way I can convince you to just not do that?
Probably not, but you can feel free to try after I talk to our new Emperor, Gaspard.
I would normally think he is pranking me, but he skipped over half of everything Briala said about wanting to kill Celine, but then not kill Celine, so now I'm nervous.
All of Orlais knows my story, but you, my friend, are far too sensitive.
All right, I'm not going to lie. If I wasn't trying to get a certain outcome with the divine, right now Gaspard is really not winning me over by what he is saying. Bro just comes off as the entitled Karen who says they deserve special treatment, but aren't really establishing a good case as to why.
I mean, does birthrights and politics really matter to us, the Inquisitor? Shouldn't we be looking at this democratically at who is the best to rule?
Not really, because Orlais is one of the farthest countries in the region from a democracy. The only thing close is Tevinter, since anyone who is a mage technically gets a vote on laws and who becomes the Archon.
So Barry, what's the family tree breakdown here? How is Celine and Gaspard related to the crown?
The royal family of Judical I had a total of 4 children. Celine and Gaspard's parents were 2 of them, and both died due to assassinations in the Grand Game. The other 2 kids were Judical II and Florian, who became emperors respectively before they died. Neither Celine or Gaspard have any kids of their own or any blood siblings, so they better hope one of them is long-living, because it doesn't look like Celine will ever want kids at this rate.
And if I remember right, Duke Prosper killed Gaspard's wife, who was the daughter of the Royal Robe's boyfriend, so he is going to need another one of those if he wants to sire an heir.
We can't all be you, Donald. Sometimes it takes some time to move on and find another wife when one dies.
Her honored father was my mother's brother, but she is the youngest. When there is any doubt surrounding the line of succession, the matter falls to the Council of Heralds. Celine outplayed me, forming alliances.
I suppose all of this talk of marriage and heirs brings up another important fact of this civil war. This whole war started after Celine rejected Gaspard's offer to marry him so that they could both rule together.
Wait, what?
I didn't mishear the bloodline, right? These two are full-on blood cousins, right? Like parents were siblings?
No, you heard right, they are. It's just that sort of thing is perfectly acceptable in Orlais and nobility, so it's perfectly legal here.
I mean, I assume it would just be a marriage of titles, right? They wouldn't actually be married and do like married activities.
I mean, I can't say for certain, but like we have pointed out, these two need an heir at some point. And Gaspard has made several comments about how pretty Celine looks. I don't think we can rule it out either. I also have to point out, if you exclude the taboo of it all, this is a servable ending for Orlais, where both of them rule and can focus on their strengths, the same way as Alistair and Honora can. I imagine the only reason this wasn't an option is they didn't want to push the incest taboo on a 2010s audience.
Honestly, that may have been a fumble considering how popular a game like Crusader Kings is, where you can build your own incest dynasty. Anyways, Donald, I really need you to hear this part about what Gaspard has planned for the Empire if he wins.
I will see Orlais return to glory as the strongest nation in Thedas.
Okay, fine, I must have missed that, but it doesn't end up happening. And you're also putting him on the throne now, so what does that say about you?
I mean, fair, but I don't want to. I just need to keep Vivienne from the divine chair.
Caught in the middle of this crap. What fully qualified arsehole stops to kill a cook?
They always kill the servants first, my dear. Otherwise they could run and warn someone.
God damn, it's a fragrant bloodbath in here.
Ah, the smell of fresh dead elves by the kitchen is so invigorating, isn't it?
Oh, fuck off! I agree with what you're saying, but I have a counter-argument. You're a goddamn tiny prick who deserves a nuke, straight to whatever Fade Rift you crawled out of.
I'm allergic to French people. I prefer to stay out of the ballroom. I just came to see if these two finally told you the truth.
Yeah, no thanks to you, I had to tell Joe the truth, but if you were hoping this would break up the band, it's far from it. I know Joe is pissed right now, but once he realizes what's best for the content, we will be fine.
I'm right here, you know, and I'm not doing this because I am pissed. I am doing it because I want to make an impact on what happens in this series. And besides, like Cole and I guess Blackwall later on, I haven't been able to do that yet.
Joe, I really hate to bring this up, but you still get to decide the Empire choice, which does affect the ending. And if you somehow win the death competition, you can make the Trespasser choices too, which do actually matter for the next game.
I guess that's true, and I guess the Templar and Mage choice was decided by everyone, not you, Donald. So besides the faithful Inquisitor, we are mostly even.
Given into compromise, again, Joseph, isn't that exactly how you got in this situation in the first place?
Why the fuck is he still alive?
Wait, what does that mean?
Think about it. How did Merrill become the romance choice for the Dragon Age 2 series anyway? Because you gave in and allowed the Origins romance for Donald. And how does he repay you? By making your waifu single and alone while Donald gets a happy ending with Morrigan and POTUS.
Okay, admittedly, that does suck, I can't lie.
And who made you compromise in the first place, Joe? Think back and remember hard.
So if Joe concedes on Morrigan here, would you be willing to concede on Isabella in 2?
I guess long as we still get to bang her.
Deal.
All right, thank God I think the bickering has finally stopped after almost 6 hours of filming. How the hell did we get a flashback? Neither of you edit these videos.
Wait, hold on. Obama did just set all of this up, didn't he? And he set up the romance competition to go his way, too.
Wait, now hold on.
And now he wants you to compromise again. Who will die this time, Joe? Will it be Sarah, Cole, or even your bard, Leliana? Why risk that chance when you can seize control of everything now?
Hold on. I need some air. This is all too much right now.
Take all the time you need, Joe. Just think on it a little and get back to...
Sorry, but I am not letting the succubus rat yap uninterrupted with his traitorous bullshit. I'll leave you two to talk Sleepy off the ledge now, unless you want to chime in, bro.
Honestly, nah, I'm good. This is more entertaining than card games.
Joe, listen to me here, please. First of all, we have no idea what this thing really is, but if it's a sentient voice that talks, we know Corypheus probably sent this thing like he did last time. Second, I had no sort of plan going into anything with the romances. I just made you guys agree on a compromise, and as for the romance competition, someone approached me with the deal, not the other way around. I would have abided by whoever won.
Barry, I really don't know who to believe anymore. All I know is there is some alternate reality where I romance Leliana and Donald romances Isabella, and we all live happily ever after.
Well, I don't know about what that alternate Donald would do, but if that did happen, I would have a high chance of throwing the warden at the archdemon with no ritual just to be petty.
Jesus Christ, Donald, you're not helping here. Don't you want Vivienne as divine?
I'm pretty confused on what to do here, so why don't we just drop it for now, boys? I will decide when I get closer to the end. We have not talked about the game for like 3 minutes anyway.
Fine, well, there's not really much to talk about. You already grabbed 2 out of 3 of the hidden Hala statues in this area. The last one is right after we talk to Briala. The hidden room we need for Celine's locket, which unlocks one of the endings, is here too. So if you want to keep your options open, we have to backtrack here in a minute.
I'm assuming we just gave up on collecting the coins?
Donald, if you want to walk around the entire palace finding 15 unmarked coins, you can. But I am not bothering with that. I am going to get the Hala statues, the Sarah caches, and the secrets. That's 3 shots and more than enough for this episode.
That's too bad because the influence gain for finding all the coins is actually decent since you get 200 for finding all of them and then another 200 for throwing all of them in the fountain. But I agree that finding the coins is the most tedious of the 4 side quests here.
Well, I just figured given how you are playing right now that you wouldn't mind some tedious shit here and there. I mean, can you explain to me why you equipped our weapons, but you didn't change the armor loadout? Do you just want our Inquisitor to be part of the Nutcracker play?
Yeah, it's simple. I like the coordination we have going on with our design, and it's more thematic to fight in our dress clothes. Besides, we are like 6 levels above the enemies. At this point, we have top-tier gear, like the Excalibur sword and the Chain Lightning dagger. Not having any armor on us is making the fights about even on Nightmare.
I would say this is going to backfire really quickly, but it's your episode, and I do like the roleplay reasons for it, so go off.
Oh, shove your roleplay reasons up your ass. You're just hoping he dies again because he is slightly closer to you. In the death competition, you're not Slick Obama.
Okay, between Joe and how I don't need you on my ass today too, Donald, is the theme for this episode just pointing out that I am some kind of villain?
Holy shit, you were right. The rage bait is actually working?
Wait, what was that?
Nothing, don't worry about it.
Well, with the Venatori taken out, we can talk to the elf girl boss herself, Betrayal, again, and bring back the classic Origins murder knife.
Fancy meeting you here.
Not only does her hat look dumb, but her elf ears are poking through the hat. What the hell is this model?
Donald, please chill.
The nobility say?
You know, I just realized I think the main reason all of the furniture is covered is so murders can take place in the back rooms of the palace without staining the expensive furniture.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was. You clean this place out. Will take a month to get all the Tevinter blood off the marble. I came down to save or avenge my missing people. But you've beaten me to it. So, the Council of Herald's emissary in the courtyard. That's not your work.
Yeah, nah, it wasn't me. We only kill people who are hired by Corypheus.
Dead when I arrived.
I expected as much. You may have arrived with the Grand Duke, but you don't seem to be doing his dirty work. I knew he was smuggling his chevaliers. But killing a council emissary? Bringing Tevinter assassins into the palace? Those are desperate acts. Gaspard must be planning to strike tonight.
Okay, if this girl knew what we did to the last elf army that was offered to us, she would not be so willing to offer it.
For a man plotting treason.
Don't let his charm blind you. He's Orlesian. That smile is his mask. I misjudged you, Inquisitor. You might just be an ally worth having. What could you do with an army of elven spies at your disposal?
Does the elf army and spies come up at all in the gameplay like the Quinari support or not?
We do get a slightly different war table quest depending on any of the 5 options we choose for this quest, but all of them just give influence and money except for the Briala and Celine reconciliation. That one has the best reward in giving an amulet of power to our Inquisitor.
And if you happen to lean a little bit our way, it could prove advantageous to us both. Just a thought.
Speaking of that, now that Briala has given her sales pitch, we can pick up the last statue in this area and backtrack to her vault.
Yeah, that's super easy to miss, considering most people probably want to dive straight off the balcony once that cutscene is done, especially with the timer ticking down with court approval, which can I just say, I absolutely hate that as a game mechanic. This is an open world RPG and it's actually punishing us for playing on a higher difficulty or taking time to explore.
Normally I'd say skill issue, but I actually agree there's like no reason for this timer other than to reward players for completing side objectives that raise court approval to balance it.
Yeah, this is one of like 2 negatives I can give an otherwise stellar quest. The fact that there's a bar going down that punishes players for taking their time is a massive negative, and it discourages people from finding quayside areas like this elven locket.
All right, with another option unlocked, we can go back and start some drama. But before that, we might as well take a moment to distract the guards blocking the trophy room. If I remember right, there's like a shit ton of stuff in here that we need to grab.
Wait, Philippe, isn't that the same guy that the vassal was looking for a while ago?
Oh, yeah, he is. I guess he is trying to avoid his boss.
What's wrong, Barry? You seem distracted.
I am a little distracted by that werewolf trophy in the distance there. It's a one-for-one of the ones in Origins, and it makes me sad they never made an appearance in future titles. It's disheartening to think how limited the enemy types got after Origins.
I shouldn't leave my post. You'd only be gone a moment.
Philippe, the world is coming to an end. If we don't hear this story now, we'll never have a chance.
Well, we had to do something cool for Cullen because now we are about to witness one of the jankiest scenes that this game has to offer.
Hey, just be glad we aren't playing a Dwarven Inquisitor. We might get thrown straight across the room by a stray twirl.
As always, I have to be the one to call this out, but this scene is weird, since if you're playing a woman Inquisitor and point out that it's odd for two ladies to dance, you lose court approval for that.
I guess Orlais is cool with racism, murder, and corruption, but it draws the line at homophobia. Anyways, boys, it's time to show off my perfect dance moves.
I believe
Press X to
you
doubt
and
on
I
that
are
one,
both
Joe.
concerned by the actions of a certain person. Come, dance with me. Spies will not hear us on the dance floor.
Well, we made sure to grab every single dialogue perk before this main mission, so we are about to jump up fast in court approval. Also, another weird complaint about the dialogue here, let them hear us, could have two meanings, but it instead automatically chooses the negative option of not wanting to be discreet. Let them hear us, to me, could be inferred as, let's make a powerful statement here and show our confidence.
Sorry, Obama, I know that was important, but this dude really is the same height as his dance partner right now.
The same height is not as bad as our janky animated dance moves. BioWare already had pure gold with the T-Gan dance animation in Dragon Age Origins, but then they gave us this nonsense instead. Also, Barry, I just picked the middle option when there's no special perk, right?
Basically, yes, a good rule of thumb is to not be too renegade or paragon, since it gives away too much information. You want to be vague and question her every move since she is questioning yours.
So we are just acting like the Mad Hermit from Origins, answering questions with questions.
Do we both want that, Lady Florian?
I hope we are of one mind on this.
In times like these, it's hard to tell friend from foe. Is it not, Your Grace?
I know you arrived here as a guest of my brother Gaspard, and have been everywhere in the palace. You are a curiosity to many, Inquisitor, and a matter of concern to some.
You know, part of me thinks they made this dance scene so janky, just so we would remember what this girl looks like for the plot later on, because it's not like we see or talk to her before or after this.
Not a bad theory. If I didn't ask Barry about her earlier, I would have forgotten myself. Also, another unique dialogue coming up, my favorite, and it's the edgiest sounding of the bunch.
If I've learned anything, Your Grace, it is to put my trust.
Joe, if you could be half as charismatic as our Inquisitor is during this quest, you might have actually made an impact in the polls last election.
Well, if you ever want to have a dance-off with me in our downtime, you can let me know, Double D.
In the Winter Palace, everyone is alone. It cannot have escaped your notice that certain parties are engaged in dangerous machinations tonight.
Okay, last dialogue option here, Joe. It's time to finish strong.
Believe me, Barry, I always know how to finish strong where it counts.
Phrasing, please.
You have little time. The attack will come soon. You must stop Gaspard before he strikes.
All right, game, I get that we need a scapegoat to try to distract us from the twist. But if Gaspard was working with Corypheus and the Venatori, then why the hell would he invite us here? The Inquisition's whole job is to fuck up Corypheus' plans. Why would anyone working for him do something fundamentally careless like that?
I mean, the game already made a slip-up when she was genuinely shocked when the Inquisition showed up. She has to do something to throw us off the trail.
God damn, we just went from 49 approval to 94. That's actually insane.
True, and we still have all the extra secrets and coins that we can turn in at some point, too. This basically will give you every single ending available if you want to use them, Joe.
Yeah, I'm still deciding on that one, Barry. Don't push it yet.
Are you dancing with Duchess Florian?
More importantly, what happened in
Damn, does everyone know about the fact we murdered like 50 or so dudes in the servants' quarters? I would have thought being a rogue meant we were a little more sneaky about that.
So they really had every advisor support someone different for the throne? That's conveniently neutral of the game.
It's the game's way of balancing out the decision to make each choice seem more weighted. Since honestly, as much dialogue as this quest has, it's not enough to make a full informed decision compared to something like Origins Land's Meat, for example.
She needs these talks to succeed, and to flee would admit defeat.
Then perhaps we should let her die.
That's an interesting idea. My beautiful bard, please tell me more about that.
Oh boy.
What Corypheus wants is chaos. Even with Celine alive, that could still happen. To foil his plan, the Empire must remain strong. This evening, someone must emerge victorious.
And it doesn't need to be Celine. She's right.
Oh my God, the game really has to remind you a few times that we are the main character, like this is episode 4, and not episode 11. We already know everyone here needs the Inquisitor's input to function, and that our choice is going to affect the entire world.
I guess that dialogue was for the thousands of players whose first Dragon Age game was Inquisition.
Was their first Dragon Age game Inquisition, or their first RPG Inquisition? Because this dialogue here makes me think it's the latter sometimes.
Then we should support Celine. She is the rightful ruler. Why would we say otherwise?
Because she led Orlais to this point. I say Gaspard, provided his sister is wrong about him.
I would suggest Briala. She could bring true peace, not only to the Empire, but also to its elves.
This is, however, your decision, Inquisitor, not ours.
Joe, what's with that option there? Are you seriously going to pick Gaspard after the last 3 episodes where we dunked on him?
What can I say, Barry? To quote you from 2008, maybe it's time for a change.
Ain't no way Sleepy flanked you from the side like that Obama.
Yeah, I was expecting a calm conversation, not him switching on me from the side with a left hook. Well, before you make a decision that benefits the evil sentient voice that spawned in, we have a lot of side objectives left to handle for the plot, and the drinking competition.
Oh God, given your need to sexually satisfy every NPC, I wouldn't be surprised if we spent most of the episode in the damn ballroom. I really will need to take a few extra shots in the drinking competition.
I know you still have PTSD with the ballroom's double D, but this is not only an important part of the main story that can affect the ending with 2 scenes, as well as just getting some broader perspective from these 3, even if they want to wear a mask, both literally and figuratively. I'll just start with our new Emperor Gaspard.
Man, you're really milking this, aren't you, Joe? Anyway, we can confront all 3 rulers with the evidence we found already, and it's basically our last chance to do so, because everything we find in the Royal Wing doesn't have extra dialogue. And once we find the mercenary Captain Florian talked about, the quest essentially pauses and nothing else can be turned in.
Apparently, Gaspard, all it takes to win over the court is a few dialogue perks, being able to dance poorly and acting distant and nonchalant. It used to be we would have to save a few noble sons from torture or assassination or hell, even just bribe them, but now we just have to be slightly charming and have a point or 2 invested in charisma and we're good.
Well, let's see how Gaspard reacts to a silly little murder allegation.
Such a crime on me. The elf? It seems unlike Celine.
Now, I didn't fully complete L.A. Noire or anything, but given his genuine shocked reaction to the council emissary, I don't think Gaspard did this.
It's definitely Florian doing it, since she would also have the same insignia on her knife. I doubt Betrayal would want to frame Gaspard on her own if she didn't think she would get something out of it, since the whole shadow ruling plan only happens with the Inquisitor's help.
Yeah, I never really would use this evidence against him. It seems dishonest, and there's enough dishonest people in Orlais already. Anyways, we can't get much out of them, but let's talk to the Celine Glazers and see their perspective. We can at least get an audience with her since we have her ex-girlfriend's jewelry on us.
I feel like I am just taking a shot completely in the dark, but we have covered all the pros and cons of Gaspard, and we know the pro of Betrayal is just elves, so we might as well cover the pros with Celine.
Why bother? I'll summarize it for you right here. Ow, I like education and elves and hate war. I'm such a progressive.
Thank you, Donald, but if I could add to that, since I have the talking stick, Celine has been a very stabilizing force in Orlais. She has actively improved relations with both Ferelden and Nevera, something that could be beneficial if the Qunari, Tevin, or Darkspawn get any ideas. She does genuinely want elves to have a voice in Orlais. She is just unsure how to accomplish that with all the prejudice, and she has greatly expanded the University of Orlais into one of the best schools in the world, and even opening up slots for non-nobles and even non-humans.
Okay, cool, but what about what you said was really that different from what I said, Nerdbama?
Probably at least half of what Barry said, being honest. Double D. Also, I know they are upselling Celine right now, but considering we bullied the wardens out of southern Thedas, we are not getting an alliance with the Anderfels anytime soon. Pretty sure the first warden is over here whining about us already.
This is what I mean. Gaspard and Celine more or less offer the same reward, but Gaspard is way more heavy-handed. It's not at all a neutral position in my eyes. Hell, the only persons whose rewards and intentions are conveyed clearly is Betrayal.
Well, I guess the Empress is finally going to come out of her safe space and come face to face one leader to another.
One thing I will give her is she does show up to the final battle at the Elven Temple where we can speak with her again. It shows she does make an effort to appear after we earn her trust. Plus, her being around only rarely gives her some weight to these conversations.
Gave it to me for my coronation. I don't know why I kept it. It was a foolish thing to do.
What made the 2 of you part ways?
She wanted change.
Damn, we are really over here being a couples therapist right now. I know we are the main protagonist, but I didn't think side characters would dump their trauma on us too.
I feel like we are in a romance anime where the main protagonist lost the girl, and we are the best friend trying to encourage them to keep fighting for the one they love. Then Celine runs through the high school, and in the rain to do a dramatic confession for the season finale.
Joe, that was like way too specific. What kind of fuck-ass animes are you watching?
Oh shit, I should back off the viewers already. Think we are hardcore weebs, and I don't want to add to that fire.
Dispose of the locket however you like. It means nothing to me.
Well, shit, hang on. If we can do whatever we like with it, can we sell it? Joe spent all our money on the Hawk Key staff this episode, and we need to make back some money.
Donald, I already said I was going to do that during your last episode, and you should be thankful I did, because now any of our mages can pierce through barriers entirely. Just to tie a bow on this romance story, I am going to ask Betrayal if that locket is hers before we check on other people.
Yours, is it?
Let me see that. She kept this. What was she thinking? If Gaspard had found this, it would have ruined her.
Hang on, does Gaspard even have spies that could find this locket? It's not like she is actively wearing the thing it was locked up in her vault.
Gaspard does have bards under his employ, so it's possible he could get someone to break into her vault, but I doubt Gaspard's bards would do better than her own. The issue is that Celine is a bard herself and knows what to look for in spies, whereas Gaspard assumes anyone claiming to be a spy will do.
You murdered negotiators and stole their documents.
In Orlesian politics, Inquisitor, murder and intrigue barely count as trying. If that shocked you, wait until Celine shows her hand.
Well, now that we talked to the new gen bards, it's time we sit down with the one and true beautiful bard of all.
I know this whole mission is making Leliana nostalgic as hell. It's a wonder why she doesn't just straight up take point with the Inquisitor here, or have her own section where she fights with us.
I swear to God, it doesn't matter if the Archdemon is attacking Denerim or an assassin is about to kill the Empress. All the basic bard really cares about is shoes and shoe accessories.
It's part of her charm, Donald. Besides, she is about to tell us some drama about the different shoes. So just give her a chance.
On a dancing slipper. A slipper is easily lost and finds itself in the dust and dirt. She is unconcerned with the possibility of losing the shoe or soiling it. A vulgar display of wealth. But Lady Cambien's family has recently lost most of its holdings. They have their title, but little else. So, how did Cambien acquire such a grand shoe, What has she done?
Wait, hold on. I know that other stuff was important, but is she really implying that the girl fucked someone else for some shoes? I get needing the bag, but good God, at least get something more than shoes out of it.
You would be surprised what sneakerheads would do for a rare collection nerd bama. Some people just want something fresh on their feet, even if they have to dirty everything else.
I guess you could say Liliana has been training for this kind of mission her whole life, considering she learned court intrigue when she was just a preteen, and probably killed her first man before she had her first kiss.
Liliana's bardic past is, I think, a main reason attributing to why she wants Celine dead. During the Masked Empire, when Leliana has a conversation with Celine, the Empress makes a joke about last time she saw her, she was still Marjolaine's little student. Apparently Celine used to employ Marjolaine's services, and one last get back at Marjoleine might be influencing Liliana's thinking more than she is willing to admit.
Oh damn, when you said Leliana wasn't over her ex, you really weren't kidding, Obama. Even nearly 2 decades later, she is still beefing with her ex.
I think at this point she just hates Marjolaine because of what she made her into, rather than her hating Marjolaine because she broke her heart. Liliana is so damn hardened in this game, I really can't see her as someone who is bothered by romance anymore. Also, should we go ahead and give her the secrets now, Barry?
Nah, we might as well offload them towards the end when we collect all of them. We still have one more godforsaken section where we can lose court approval when we go into the royal quarters, so we should explore that area fully and take the hit, then return to Leliana and max out our approval after the fact.
Optimal Obama strikes again, and we are but as humble drones obeying orders. Also, are you trying to rizz up a council member sleepy? Because I don't think you're a good enough lay to get Gaspard the throne that way.
Yeah, thanks for the support, Double D, but that's not really what I was going for anyway. If I remember right, this girl gives us some court approval if we have the nobility perk, and she has some war table quest for us as well.
Good eye, she has 2 war table quests worth some extra money and influence. It's not anything too interesting, but it does dive into the Council of Heralds, more so it's worth a look at when this quest line is done.
All right, that should be enough yapping about the French. Can we move on with the next part of the quest already?
Well, you might have to wait a little while longer because we have to gather up all the secret documents around the area before we can move on if we want to advance the drinking competition.
At least we get to take a shot soon, and if we avoid the back rooms, we avoid whatever the hell that Awakened How voice has in store for us. Why don't we pass the time with a comment question while the viewers take notes of all the secret locations? Do you have one prepped for us, Joe?
I think we might as well do the obvious choice this time around, boys. Who did you elect to be ruler of Orlais in your first playthrough of Inquisition, and why? Mine should be fairly obvious. The first time around I killed Celine and let Betrayal rule to maximize elf efficiency in fantasy France. But in subsequent playthroughs, I actually chose the Celine and Betrayal anime romance ending because I believe it's a happier ending for both of them, while still leading to a hopeful future for elf and human equality.
All right, a straightforward question deserves a straightforward answer. This is probably a little too obvious of the answer, but I chose the alliance option, where you blackmail all 3 into cooperation. Maybe it's on the boring side since everyone wins, but I believe having all three leaders on the side of the Inquisition is the most beneficial not only for defeating Corypheus, but also given the events of Veilguard, it's the safest option to have all three leaders on some sort of united front. Each of them has their strengths and weaknesses, so if the Inquisition can make them sit and play nice long enough to form a united front, the country will be all the better for it.
Cool story, boys, but screw your happy-go-lucky endings. I have an ending that will put some hair on all your chests. We are at war, and we need someone who is going to efficiently guard their kingdom from invasion and effectively help us defeat this darkspawn dipshit, and Emperor Gaspard has proven himself on both those fronts, as well as having some honor to him. He already proved that his men could take out threats and aid the Inquisition in the exalted plains, while Celine's soldiers were kneeling down hat in hand begging for help. We can speculate what may or may not happen, but in terms of gameplay, results are all I really care about.
All right, that's a very edgy way to end the comment question. Thanks for that, Donald. Now it's the viewers' turn to give us their takes. Who did you pick your first time and why viewers? Our editor reads everyone, and as always, his favorite will be featured next episode. We will feature the comment question from last episode and some super thanks in a minute, but we should probably get back to the plot now that we grabbed the last secret and are finally in the back rooms.
This place is way too fancy to be the back rooms, and there's hardly any room to play card games here.
Yeah, the decorations are nice, but I prefer a wide open room with some proper minimalism, you know? Plus, it's clear no one fucking cleans in this room. I can just smell the dust.
What the hell are you two becoming goddamn house reviewers now?
Bitch, we just might. We all know your viewers would eat that shit up like you do Big Macs.
Oh, damn, we really are coming together now. The voices in our head even joined in on the banter.
I don't know if that's really a good thing or not, but I suppose it is progress. I know we are where the plot is, but there are a few more side objectives to grab while we are here, starting in this back room right here, then in the servant room on the opposite side, then we can maneuver around the balcony and to the bottom of the stairs for the last two holly statues. We are going to need all four to unlock Celine's bedroom for another secret and a really funny scene.
Bro guarded his front but not his crotch, a classic rookie mistake.
He also failed to kill an unarmed elf, only to then get skill diffed in a cutscene. I really don't know which situation was more embarrassing for him. At least we managed to save one servant today.
So big question here, is Briala really at fault for sending this girl to her death, or was Florian trying to take out some of Briala's counterintelligence?
Probably the second one. The fact that this girl got a coded message really means anyone could have just noticed the dead drops and switched them out. Plus, the person attacking her was a Venatori agent.
So just like everyone pointing fingers at Gaspar working with Corypheus, this is just a weird assumption we can make to try and throw us off the trail of trusting one of our leader choices.
It is, but out of the three leaders, Briala probably is the most likely person to work with him. I'm surprised only Gaspard suggests it. Briala has beef with both Celine and Gaspard. She runs a spy network and she has the most to gain if Orlais fell, since Corypheus could just promise her sanctuary for the elves.
Fair point, Joe, but the fact she is an elf puts a hard pass on that idea. We have no evidence Corypheus works with elves, especially the awakened Corypheus that we have come to know in this series.
I think we said somewhere that we have no other evidence that Florian is sus. But the fact that someone led a spy to their room and that the assassin was there of all places has to be a red flag.
Fair, but we are way too late in the mystery for clues like that to really matter at this point, especially since we are about to solve the damn mystery in the next room.
I feel like this was only a mystery because we had people flinging accusations left and right. Hell, the only person not flinging dirt is the person who is actually being assassinated tonight.
If that was trying to convince me not to kill her, it wasn't the greatest sales pitch, Barry.
Briala probably knew it was dangerous and sent me anyway. One more embarrassing secret erased. I knew her. Before. When she was Celine's pet. Now she wants to play revolution, but I remember. She was sleeping with the Empress who purged our alienage.
Yeah, girl, we already figured that out like last episode, and we just had a whole couples therapy session less than 10 minutes ago.
I guess this is for the players who are way less detailed than we are, because that elven locket is very easy to miss on a casual playthrough, and the only other time it's mentioned is talking to Briala or talking to Liliana at the start.
So weirdly enough, the blackmail is Briala's evidence for the peace treaty. But realistically, this evidence is just as damning for Celine, along with the locket we have, if we wanted to try and usurp her naturally. All right, just a few last collectibles here. There's a Hala statue on the dresser, then another by the balcony to our right, and the final one is past the rift ambush by the stairs.
Jesus, the French really just throw their shit everywhere around this house, don't they? I mean, it's great for drinking, but I wasn't expecting to get this many shots in before the big reveal.
Well, that's another collection quest done, so take another shot, viewers, and something tells me that won't be the only shot we take here, so fill them back up.
So now we can double back and use the 5 statues we collected on Celine's private room. This should have the last secret collection, but I think we missed eavesdropping a conversation or something earlier on?
Fuck it, we spent 10 minutes collecting these things and did everything right throughout the area. I am not looking for a random one I missed. Take another shot already for the Secrets Quests viewers.
You don't have to tell me twice, especially after what we are about to see going forward here, boys.
This is exactly the end result of what happens when you two get overly gooner-brained.
Oh, please, Barry, if Cassandra asked you to do this, you're telling me you would politely refuse?
Everything but my helmet would be off before she could finish the word bed in that sentence.
It's not what it looks like. Honestly, I would have preferred it if it were what it looks like. The Empress led me to believe I would be rewarded for betraying the Grand Duke. This was not what I hoped for.
Damn, so this man really sold out Gaspar and his whole unit of men just for a microscopic crumb of coochie?
Donald, please don't say that word. It just doesn't sound right.
Okay, but am I wrong, though? Like, believe me, I would do a hell of a lot of bad things for some tail, but I am not selling out the homies just to do it. If I don't have my Templar homies, I am nothing. I think Gandhi said that or some shit.
Not even in civilization did Gandhi say that.
The has been counted before it ever began. She's turned it into a trap.
Anyway, this is the key blackmail evidence against Celine for the alliance ending if we wanted to go that route.
Spoiler warning, we will not be going that route. Someone is dying before the end of the night.
Clever Celine. Even I'm impressed. I don't know which is worse. Celine for using such a tactic or him for falling for it.
You know, I have to wonder if Celine directly offered sex and just lied, or if she just pulled a Morrigan and fluttered her eyes at this guy and he was stupid enough to fold instantly.
I genuinely think she promised him sex. I mean, she did seduce Kaelin as well. I imagine it's the same situation.
Damn, in Ferelden we keep the torture dungeons by the bedroom, but for the French it appears they keep a sex dungeon in here.
Oh God, not this bitch again.
Hey Hal, welcome back in. You're just in time for the dramatic rise in tension.
Oh my God. Well, I suppose if we are going to have one incredibly obvious villain speech moment, we might as well have two of them, right, boys?
Oh please, I handled Betrayal far better and more memorable. This is child's play.
Am I stroking out or going insane right now? Why the hell are we being friendly and open to this sentient voice who is clearly trying to turn Joe over to the dark side? That's fucking it. Justice, send this bitch back to the Shadow Realm.
Thank God I was worried we were about to miss the plot because of some side plot nonsense.
I was okay with missing the plot because this girl is about to be on some top-tier bullshit. I mean, seriously, I was enjoying this plot line up till this point because the political intrigue was compelling, but then Corypheus had to remind everyone he is the villain and send a cartoon-level villain for us to defeat.
Stone on the path to a better world. Corypheus will enter the Black City and claim the godhood waiting for him. We will cast
What's crazy is the writers can write reasons for mortals to side with Corypheus. We see that with Magister Alexius during the Mage Quest, and we will see it later for Calpurnia towards the end of the game. Hell, even Samson has an understandable reason for why he does what he does. But this girl just wanting power above all else is mind-numbingly stupid.
Big facts. The only reason this doesn't really bother me, and I guess everyone else more, is that it's such a short part of the quest. We get the reveal, and then 10 minutes later she is dead one way or another. If she'd popped up every 10 minutes with this stupid way of thinking, this quest would be bottom tier.
What exactly is in this for you?
The world, of course. I'll deliver the entire south of Thedas, and Corypheus will save me. When he has
Or I mean, crazy idea, you could just not side with the literal Darkspawn mage who wants to rip open the world and make your literal neighbors demons and try to help us kill him, like literally everyone else is trying to do.
Now, Joe, if everyone thought logically like that, then where would the drama be? One bit of the story I think the game isn't conveying well is that Florian was younger than Gaspard, and from birth, Florian's only purpose in life was to help Gaspard take the throne. Their mother, Melisande, was the youngest of Emperor Judical Valmont's 4 children, and by the time of Florian's birth, she had been passed over for the throne twice in favor of her older brothers. So she invested everything into making Gaspard the perfect candidate for becoming emperor, completely ignoring her daughter.
Well, you were right, Barry. We aren't done with the Fade Rifts yet. While I am taking out this Mountain Dew portal in my business professional clothes, do you want to go over the featured comment from last episode, Donald?
Sure thing, Joe. Our featured comment comes from Bess Panini, who wrote us a massive thesis on how BioWare does hub worlds with impactful missions the best, and seeing something like the Citadel in Mass Effect 1 and Orzammar in Dragon Age Origins is an incredible take, but then you go on how if BioWare made your consequences matter in the open world, like in The Witcher 3, or how you handle the open world giving you gameplay consequences, it would be that much more enriching of a story. Definitely recommend going to the video and reading the whole thing. We couldn't fit it all, but it's a good read. Thank you for your comment and can't wait to hear about your divine choice.
All right, we have a few super thanks to go over too. Thank you for the big wallet $50 donation from Robert Wadsworth. As someone who has Eolasa in my head, I promise Solus isn't going to do anything to harm her. We also have $25 from Randomly Entertaining Good to see you back in the comments, man. We missed seeing you last month. And finally, we have a $10 donations from Megatron, who said our DA2 movie got them to play Dragon Age again, which is not only based, but is the hidden agenda behind these videos in the first place. As always, support is never expected, but it really does go more than you know towards the frequent uploads. So thank you so much from all of us.
All right, back to the gameplay. I almost got taken out by the demons, but the big girl Cassandra stayed on top in the end, so it's all good.
Damn, I was about to log that as a 15th death on your part, too sleepy. You got lucky.
Joe not using any armor is not a good look. This is going to catch up with you soon. We are still on Nightmare.
Well, I don't see any deaths yet, just intense and even gameplay. Now let's go check in on our Ferelden brother over here.
Just his tits. What was all that?
Wait a minute, is that goddamn Chancellor
demons?
Roderick? How many guys did this dude voice?
Basically,
Bastard
1/5 of every
demons
important
coming,
side character is voiced by Christopher Godwin. I've just
Good
come to
eye.
accept it.
Those were
Also, since
definitely
we have the
demons.
Underworld Knowledge perk, we can recruit this guy into our army as an
could there
agent
be
for
demons
Cullen,
in the
which is
fucking
the
Winter
second hidden
Palace?
agent we can get out of this main quest, and we can get one more depending on our ending.
I mean, we already have one based mercenary company forming in our ranks, so what's one more? I doubt this guy's going to get his own spin-off chapter like Sutherland will. I mean, this guy seriously thinks Gaspard is still behind this after his sister did that whole villain speech about how Gaspard will never see this
Your
coming.
accent sounds Ferelden. I thought you were one of Gaspard's mercenaries.
Born and raised in Denerim. Seems like I should have stayed there. The Duke wanted to move on the palace tonight, but he didn't have enough fancy chevaliers. So he hired me and my men. He had to offer us triple our usual pay to come to Orlais. Stinking, punsy cheesemongers.
So this is the final blackmail evidence we get, and of course it's mandatory. The fact that most of the mandatory grabs are against Gaspard while the side blackmails are for Celine is probably telling about how this quest was supposed to go.
I mean, 4 out of 5 endings involve blackmailing Gaspard at minimum, so it makes sense to have those on hand. I won't need them, though I've already made up my mind.
Hold up, what?
So, Joe, do tell me what you have planned. The winds of betrayal have reached their zenith after all.
Nah, big dog, it isn't time yet. I need everyone to witness this when the moment is more dramatic. Otherwise, then what's really the fun?
Did you just call him Big Dog? Are you all goddamn forgetting that this thing, whatever it really is, was the voice of Hal, the dude who killed the human nobles family? Bro is just itching to manipulate someone again.
Do I detect a hint of jealousy? Maybe if you were cordial as well, people would treat you the same. Of course you would know that if you were real human nobility.
I will fucking end you.
You've tried twice already to end me with absolutely no success. Do you really want to make a third and final failed strike?
All right, I was originally just kind of annoyed at you since you weren't doing anything malicious, but you're getting to Joe's head and Donald's blood pressure too close for my comfort. So I am going to say this once. Either you leave and back the fuck off my team, or I will learn what you are and you won't even have enough left of you to leave.
Ha ha ha. Oh, I will leave soon enough, but soon Joe must make his choice. Just ask yourself, Joe, are you deciding based on what you really want, or are you just trying to accommodate everyone else again?
Damn, thanks, Barry. I didn't know you had pipes like that.
No problem, Joe. I would do the same for any of you now. Can you focus up here, please? You're the last one alive, and that Harlequin is about to clap your cheeks.
Nah, don't worry. I'm using the full concentrated power of the Mountain Dew. He is absolutely dying here. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, shit.
Joe, for the love of God, heal your Inquisitor.
I am the one who knocks.
Or don't that works too, because then we get a unique death screen.
No, fuck. That doesn't count, and I ain't reading all that.
It does count, and if we made Donald read it, you have to read it too, Joe.
Ugh, I hate all of you right now. With Orlais weakened by political intrigue and the Inquisition leaderless, Corypheus easily destroyed all opposition sweeping through Orlais and into Ferelden.
I like the unique artwork they gave this death scene. You hardly get to see it.
This has got to be top 10 episodes in the series. Get absolutely fucked sleepy.
That's it. I was going to save this for the reveal, but after I kill these maidenless Tevinter jackasses, I am straight up killing Celine and making Cassandra divine.
Wait, Joe, what the hell? I am not even the one laughing right now.
I don't care. I am going full scorched earth now. I've got nothing left to lose or fight for. It's all Jover now. I really was hoping for a final act twist, but with that last death, I'm just feeling unfulfilled now. Let's see if you're laughing when Cassandra is made divine Donald.
I probably will still laugh, but not because of your divine choice, but because given both our records in this game, you are straight up losing this death competition. No way around it.
This makes no sense right now. I feel like that Family Guy scene where Peter is insulting the prison guard, and in response, they just beat the shit out of Cleveland. Joe, I will straight up throw the competition, giving you the lead if you don't do this. Seriously, I'm bent over a table right here and desperately need to take a breath.
Well, maybe you want to start bending Cassandra over the table more while you still can, because it's about time we get the true Emperor ending to Orlais and reintroduce the Origins murder knife. Also, that fight the second time around was way easier. and that means I completed the whole mission without any armor on.
Well, I'm glad you finished the most random and pointless challenge I think I've seen out of Inquisition so far, Sleepy.
Yeah, good work, Joe. Maybe we can celebrate with a nice happy ending to the mission.
Yeah, sorry, Barry, but this is only going to end one way. I think we all know what I am all about, after all.
Joe, I swear to God, you have one last chance to turn your back on this. If I lose Mommy Cassandra, I might go off the rails.
Well, it's like the viewers always say, you got to have a romance with Cassandra. That was always the deal, right?
Haha, exactly, Joe. Take control of your destiny and fulfill your true purpose.
Well, now that everyone is in attendance and everyone can see what I'm choosing, I
God
guess there's
damn it,
only
no.
one choice that makes sense.
Fuck, Joe, why?
As you command.
Holy shit, he actually did it. Now, if only the action was instant instead of having to sit through a death flag speech.
Let all gathered attend. Her Imperial Majesty will now address the court.
My friends, we have lost much. We have each seen a child, a lover, a friend consigned to the flames. The darkness has closed in around us. But even now,
yes. That's right. Seethe anger and fight over each other. That's what I want to see.
Oh boy, here comes the obvious villain reveal.
I am amazed that a knife ear knows anything at all. But that bald-headed bastard really was right. Fulfilling my purpose has given me powers mortals could only dream of.
Wait, bald-headed elf? So Solus sent whatever you are.
I am the dagger in your back. The text on your lover's phone at 2 a.m. and the red shell that your friend used right before the finish line. I am Betrayal, and now that you have so easily fulfilled my purpose on this earth, I can return to my master and come into the real world. I just have 3 loose ends to tackle.
Oh God, not the Elven Equality dream world again. I don't want to go back.
Before I end you all for giving me the power I needed, any last words?
Yeah, just 4. Stand power. It's Joaver. Now your next line is, wait, what the fuck?
Wait, what the fuck? Nani?
What the hell is happening right now?
See, I knew if you thought victory was at hand and you won me over, you would start your victory speech and tell me everything about your plan, including the fact that Solus sent you to help Corypheus, which means they are working together. You all do that, Fear did it, hell, even Theme did it in Origins twice.
Yeah, those were darker days in script writing.
But you betrayed your friends. I saw it, I tasted it. That was all real.
Yeah, I didn't tell them anything because I figured it had to look real, and have you seen these two try to act? It's downright terrible. I had to play along. Guess it's too bad you did it during the one episode where I'm playing and can use my stand to edit the save file.
I'm sorry, but since when was Sleepy Joe competent? I mean, who writes this shit?
Oh ho ho, you think you're being cute? Well, it doesn't matter if you can rewind your choice or what you know. I still tasted betrayal, which means I have enough power now to kill you all.
Yeah, I thought about that, but what happens when a betrayal spirit gets betrayed themselves? Help me out here, Theme.
Special attack, Spirit Smite.
Same thing that happens to everyone else.
Okay, calm down, Aurora Monroe.
Well, great. Just when I thought we might have a halfway decent or different ending, Sleepy did a twist, and then another twist just to pull us back to the ending. Me and Nerd Bama expected.
Just sit back and watch our Inquisitor have his theater kid
You wouldn't
moment.
want them to think you had lost control.
Who would not be delighted to speak with you, Inquisitor?
I seem to recall you saying, all I needed was to keep you out of the ballroom long enough to strike. When your archers failed to kill me in the garden, I feared you wouldn't save me this last dance. It's so easy to lose your good graces. You even framed your brother for the murder of a council emissary. It was an ambitious plan. Celine, Gaspard, the entire Council of Heralds, all your enemies under one roof.
This is very entertaining, but you do not imagine anyone believes your wild stories?
That will be a matter for a judge to decide, cousin.
Gaspard? You cannot believe this. You know I would
Oh
never...
no, the guy who only cared about seizing the throne doesn't want to share in your public meltdown? What a surprise there.
Gaspard?
He might not be emperor, but he is the king of minding his own business.
You lost this fight ages ago, Your Grace.
The Inquisitor really
You're just
hit
the
her
last
with
to
the
find
"you're
out."
already dead, you just didn't know it yet."
Yo is our main villain of the mission. Really crying?
I mean, can you really blame her? She lost all the aura she was about to get by killing Celine, and now she's committing the worst crime a fantasy French can commit. She's being revealed to be a piece of shit in front of everyone.
Low-key killing her right here and now would be more preferable to her than this. Anyways, Joe, is there a reason you didn't even clue us in on your plan to reset the save using your powers? I was damn near about to cry in public myself.
Oh, that? Well, apparently you both think I am easy to manipulate and also extremely petty, so I just decided to play along with that. Maybe next time we can all earn a little extra trust among presidents.
I don't know which is better. That you think I'm all-seeing, or that you're trying so hard to play innocent and failing.
Enough. We will
So now that Celine has been saved, what ending are you going to decide, Joe? I'm assuming Cassandra is still safe?
Actually, I've been thinking about that, and I've decided that it is entirely up to Donald, who is divine.
I should be more surprised by this, but I'm not.
Oh, what have you come to restrict my oxygen access while I play Baldur's Gate 3 or something next, Sleepy?
No, this one you might actually like. I can still guarantee Cassandra gets elected, or I can guarantee Vivienne right now. And all I'm asking in return is we work together to romance Harding and Veilguard and keep her alive.
And why would I agree to that when we could hook up with the Mage Killer instead?
Because I know you care way more about Inquisition's world state and don't really care about anything concerning Veilguard.
Fuck it, you're right on that. All right, you've actually entertained me today. Let's get you hooked up with a dwarf.
You know, me or George could still win the Veilguard competition and decide our own choices instead, right?
Yeah, you could, but nah, you won't.
Oh, wow. So it's like that now,
And of course, he made death threats to the Council of Heralds. Briala found all of this out for your sake, Celine.
In light of overwhelming
Also,
evidence,
despite
we
Celine
have
already
no
knowing
choice
all of
but
this,
to
and
declare
him starting
you
a
an
civil war
enemy
only
of
now,
the
is
Empire.
Gaspard considered an
You are
enemy of the
hereby
Empire?
sentenced
I guess starting a war over political differences is perfectly fine, but you have to be a gentleman about
I
it.
think Ambassador Briala deserves some reward for uncovering all this.
I can scarcely believe you did all this for me.
Celine.
I suppose keeping her locket and saving her life once is enough for Celine to overlook her betraying her and letting Gaspard kill her in the crossroads. Oh, and keeping the locket makes Briala forget all about Celine killing her mom before they started dating.
Look, the lesbian dating pool in Orlais is obviously incredibly shallow. We aren't in the right place to judge.
Wait, hang on. Did we really need a fade to black cutscene just to walk out of the balcony and back to the ballroom? Aren't these all in the same map or something?
They are all in the same map, but the issue is that the amount of NPCs in this cutscene is far greater than what's normally in this map. So likely for console players, they had to have the delegation talk in the normal instance, then teleport us into a separate instance for Celine or Gaspard's speech.
All right, I normally shit on you for explaining things, but that was actually an important detail because even I didn't notice that.
Come, stand with us, Inquisitor. We must give the good news to the nobility.
Well, just like that, Orlais' political problems are solved. Now let's see if Celine has any top-tier speech skills from her years as a leader.
Incredibly weak start. If Gaspard was still here, he would be putting some fear into the French's hearts with his speech.
Donald, just sit back and let the speech play out normally here. Vivienne is going to be divine, and we get a scene with Mommy Morgan in a moment. Just let Celine and Briala have their moment, too.
We shall build a world in which all men and women live in harmony. Let the cornerstone of change be laid. I introduce the newest member of our court, Marquise Briala of the Dales.
This is not just a victory in Halam Shiral, or within the Empire, or even for elves alone. This is a triumph for everyone. Over 1,000 years ago in the Valerian fields, elves and humans together defeated the Imperium. We can do so much more now. We are greater than our ancestors ever dreamed. Together, we will start by
I guess an ending where
saving our world
Briala
from
gets
the
a
enemy
pivotal
who
court
took
role
the
is
divine
appropriate for a
and tore
Dalish
the
elf
sky
inquisitor. I
apart.
feel like Inquisition is finally letting the elves have a moment in the spotlight for our series after Origins and 2 pushed them into the dirt a little bit. Surprisingly, though, this ending just gives +5 for Vivienne and nothing to Cassandra or Leliana's approval.
Plus, this outcome gives Solus, Dorian, Cassandra, and Cole approval 3 of your favorites, Barry, and 1 of my own.
I literally saw no one's approval shift up or down after the decision was made. I think we have played this game for so long that everyone besides maybe the Cockney Elf, the Royal Robe, and Beardwall are at max. Oh, God, Mommy Morgan, I still have the leash and collar ready for you, my love.
Well, Morgan, I guess, now that Celine got her elf girlfriend back, she doesn't need her goth girlfriend anymore. Fortunately, our party will always need one of those with Donald here, if POTUS can spare you for a moment.
Now that Celine has Briala's magical keystone that unlocks any Eluvian mirror, she doesn't really need Morgan's expertise on them anymore, although even if she rules alone, she will still send her to the Inquisition as our magical advisor.
Oh God, believe me, I have plenty of advice that I need her magic on boys.
Indeed. Let us see if you take this piece of news as poorly. By imperial decree, I have been named liaison to the Inquisition. Celine wishes to offer you any and all aid, including mine. Congratulations.
And if I went through with killing Celine, Gaspard would be in charge and probably just fire her because he doesn't need mages in his court.
Something like that, yes. Gaspard doesn't fire her, but Morrigan's magic creeps him out, and he wants her as far away from court as possible. I imagine any effort Celine and Vivienne made to make court mage a political role die if he is made emperor.
Morrigan, Liliana, and even Loghain is in the back organizing the wardens. We have 3 out of the 4 veterans against the Archdemon on our side now. There's only one warrior left to hit up now, boys.
Ooh, fuck, I smell some foreshadowing now that Mommy Morrigan is back in the picture.
Welcome to the Inquisition, Morrigan.
A most gracious response. I shall meet you at Skyhold.
I will leave you to talk to Morrigan during your next episode, Donald. But yes, we have a grand return coming from the fans' true favorite character very soon. Speaking of the fans, we have a very important dance that I am owed after raising my blood pressure so much.
I can't believe you escaped before me. A fat count insisted on talking about soup for 15 minutes. We can return to Skyhold whenever you like. The sooner the better. Is something wrong?
Yeah, I suppose you have earned it, but would it kill you to be more honest about your feelings, Barry?
Fine, I guess. If you're going to help get Cassandra off the divine throne, then I can honor that request.
Things went according to plan for once.
I hope after this dance, Cassandra picks me up off the ground and choke slams me back down and does whatever she wants to me.
That's my man, a perfect way to end this sappy storybook ending.
Better to be safe.
Wait. There is one thing we must do before we go. May I have this dance, Lady Cassandra?
A dance? After all we've been through tonight?
Can you think of a better way to celebrate?
I suppose this isn't terrible.
The matter is urgent, Lady Josephine.
I am well aware of that, revered mother.
We will need them to return to Val Royeaux as soon as possible. There are ceremonies, ordinations. Make us mercy.
That's quite impossible at the moment.
Oh God, we already covered who is going to be divine. Why the hell do we have to be reminded by random Patty Priest over here?
I mean, if we are still debating what the Victoria Ghost is, of course we are going to debate who becomes the next fantasy pope.
It's up to us to solve another political crisis after just solving another political crisis.
If I was blind, deaf, and dumb, I would say I would be shocked at this, but I am not. So I guess this election is all in a day's work for the Inquisitor.
With the political turmoil put to rest, our minds turn to a single question. The next divine.
Look, you can go ahead and take Liliana if you really want, but try and take Cassandra from me, and I will drone strike your entire church.
Hold on now, she cannot take Liliana. The beautiful Bard and Cole are the only things keeping this run alive for me now.
I'm glad no one is trying to take the royal robe from me. But I got to admit that this being the only time we are reminded at how screwed the Chantry is, leadership-wise, is pretty crazy. If Cassandra and Liliana are the biggest hope for the entire church, they must really be grasping at straws.
Well, normally in this situation, a conclave of revered mothers would elect a new divine, but most of them died at the Temple of Ashes. So Cassandra and Liliana are the 2 remaining members with any seniority and closeness with the divine.
What's even more ironic is that their voices don't exactly solve the debate, because both of them want to vote for themselves, as they believe they are the true successor to Justinia.
I'll just throw this little gem into the ring, apparently. There was talk of the Inquisitor originally even able to become divine themselves, man or woman. I imagine this would only be available to faithful Inquisitors, though.
Would that even work in lore, though? Like a male divine?
No, it wouldn't. And the official claim is because the divine option would only work for a female Inquisitor, they scrapped it. Probably a good idea, because this would have had Trespasser have an entire new storyline around it, where we are both divine and traveling through the crossroads for some reason.
While also dying from the mark on our hand, yeah, that's too much, even if it is a based power grab on our part.
We must ask you to make this sacrifice.
This will have to be settled.
Anyways, we've already yapped enough about how the fate of the divine is up to us, so let's move on to the post-game wrap-up. What's first on the list, Joe?
I'm basically going to talk to everyone who has something new to say except for Cassandra, Vivienne, and Blackwall. I figure Barry will cover the hard news with his wife next time, and then you can hype up Vivienne as divine and do her quest while you're at it. Then I will do Blackwall's quest during my next episode.
Everyone had them on their faces.
Those weren't their faces.
Looks like he made a new friend, and it's a girl. Should we give our teen ghost some privacy?
Probably for the best. Yeah, good luck, my boy.
know if you find it.
Next up, let's see how Sarah feels about her first main quest, with the Inquisitor.
Looks like she's mad at the world, and probably you, Joe, for removing her favorite
Brianna.
pastime, shooting arrows at things.
Duchess. And corypheus. Right in the dangle bag.
If only Corypheus actually had balls in the first place, then this story would be a hell of a lot quicker if Hawk or Lavalin just snipped them off at the start.
A cook here, a footman there. What's it matter, right? So long as there's a butt for the throne. A pretty one, sure. But how many lives are worth one empress's arse?
Well, I guess we are getting an actual philosophical debate from her after seeing all the casualties that the grand game costs, especially in the servant quarters.
Apparently, the French people use the servants' quarters as a place to dump all the bodies. I don't know if it's because they kill all the servants first, or just so the servants have to be the ones to clean it up as like a show of power or something.
Earwigs are like bugs, right?
Yeah, I guess that means Thetis has a one-for-one ecosystem as far as bugs are concerned. Crazy that there are no magic bugs out there somewhere besides, giant spiders.
Please don't wish that on us or anyone Barry. We have enough gross things in the world without 10-foot-long mosquitoes.
That was
yeah, their relationship did technically keep the Civil War going for like 2 extra years. That's not exactly healthy or a good sign of things to come.
Well, don't worry, we will have plenty of time to make sure both of the new leaders get their shit together after Corypheus bites the dust. At least Sir Michel is saved from the blowback of their nonsense this time. Anyways, I take it following basic pattern recognition, you're going to talk to the Iron Bull next?
Yep, you're piecing it together, Barry. I'm guessing some of your optimization is rubbing off on me.
You know I've got no problem with Orlesians, but Halam Sharal was a mess. At least under the Qun, you don't get everyone tripping on each other's dicks while the country goes to crap.
I don't like how Bull is sounding almost nostalgic about how the Qunari handle things. Makes me almost think he misses his time working with the horned communists.
I don't think this dialogue has any changes if Bull stays with the Qunari, which is a missed opportunity, but the wisdom on his part still stands. Orlais is way too vulnerable to corruption and intrigue, and it almost cost them everything.
Well, BioWare agrees with you, Bull, because that is the last time in the series we will deal with anything Orlesian again. Let's hit up Josie next now that the tavern is cleared.
Perhaps a tailored coat from Betrayal? He can't wear armor all the time.
Was she trying to buy a coat for Cullen? That's adorable, but I don't think Bro will wear anything besides his Templar pimp coat. I mean, he wears it into battle and probably would have worn it to the ball if he could.
Wait, who do you all think coordinated what the Inquisition wore to the Winter Palace? There was actually some decent formal military wear that wasn't just armor like Cullen or Gaspard wore. It would have had to be Josie or Leliana, right?
I feel like it was probably both. Liliana designed them, and then Josie coordinated the materials and produced them in everyone's size.
This is what 20 hours of Dragon Age Inquisition does to a man, by the way, arguing over the art of the dress.
Hey, it's an important question, which, if answered, would shed some characterization on whoever did design it.
Songs about it in Betrayal, no doubt. The game's become increasingly insular in the past few years. Corypheus skillfully took advantage. It's disturbing so few people in the Orlesian court were aware of the Duchess's machinations.
Also, Josie, you and I are saying the same thing that Iron Bull was a minute ago. Maybe you two should discuss some changes together.
I mean, their political debates would be legendary if Bull wouldn't likely be half drunk and probably flirt with Josie for more than half the debate.
Your actions at the ball have secured us allies and favors alike.
By allies, you mean an army for like one exact mission, but you know what, I will take it.
All right, who's next up on the companion wrap-up, Dorian or the basic bard?
Leaving out someone important on the way, aren't you, Donald?
No, I am not.
Donald, we have to talk to Solus. This is one of the top 3 biggest red flags in the series, too.
There are spirits hovering by the veil to observe the thrones of powerful nations, the machinations, betrayals. After our time in Halam Sharal, I understand why. I had forgotten how I missed court intrigue.
Oh wow, Solus, that's super cool. Real quick question though, if you grew up in a small village that has no name apparently, when would you have time to go to court?
Bro got so invested in info dumping with us that he forgot his cover again. Also, this is the only time in the game Solus disapproves when we ask him a follow-up question.
Your weak web of lies is weakening by the second egg, boy. Just go back to painting your spoiler murals.
And always fascinating. In any event, Celine should now be a steadfast ally. And Brianna as well, thanks to your efforts on her behalf.
I will be bringing Solus to the Descent DLC now to see if there's any scenes we can see him trip up on. That, and I find doing that whole DLC with Solus heavily ironic. Also, Joe, are you checking up on Dorian for me?
Yeah, I figured this will be my last stop before we handle the throne judgment, since just like Solus, the last main quest has him feeling nostalgic.
So sugary, it's nauseating. All this dancing, politics, and murder makes me a bit homesick.
For once, me and the Magister are in agreement. This happy ending was way too sweet and easy for my tastes. A few more murders would have done worlds of good.
Look, I'm just amazed we even got a happy ending at all with how things have been going so far this series. A simple win here and there will do all of our blood pressure a load of good.
By the way, tasted of despair. It's fascinating.
Well, just like Decius, we have to wrap up this act with a throne room judgment. Too bad you can't make her tranquil like him, though. That was hilarious.
This is our third to last judgment in this game, believe it or not, viewers. After this, we just have the bear and the one during Blackwall's mission.
We are starting to see the light at the end of the Inquisition tunnel, although I don't want to jinx myself at how long the DLC train will be. One more time for the fans, Barry. What are our outcomes for each of these quests?
So this is technically the most variable of the judgments, but only because there are two unique scenes. One if she is dead, and one if she is alive. The dead judgments aren't too impactful approval-wise, so we will just focus on the 5 we have available with her alive. If we are a faithful Inquisitor, we can have her join a cloister, which Cole and Cassandra approve of. If we have the nobility knowledge perk, we can recruit her as an agent, which Iron Bull and Solus greatly approve of, while Cassandra, Vivienne, Varric, Sarah, and Cole all disapprove of. We can sentence her to farm work, which Sarah, Cole, Blackwall, Iron Bull, and Vivienne approve of. While Solus disapproves, we can exile her, which everyone disapproves of. And finally, we can make her a court jester, which Sarah, Vivienne, and Dorian approve of, while Cassandra disapproves.
Thanks, Barry, but there's only one correct option in my eyes. Let's have her put on those clown shoes and make her dance for us. For all eternity. The Blight Army will be encroaching on Skyhold and Veilguard, and this girl will still be trying to hit the gritty for our amusement.
Truly a fate worse than death.
It's time she brought some joy. Grand Duchess Floriane de Chalon, jester to the Inquisition, in flat shoes.
History's greatest malevolence, Inquisitor. I am the jest of Orlais already.
Well, next episode, it's time for me to tackle the first DLC on the docket with Descent. So prepare for another long episode and for some George Dwarven hijinks.
Wrap us out here, Sleepy Joe.
All right, viewers, thank you all so much for watching and for being patient with this delayed episode. Don't forget to leave your comment, question on what your first choice for Emperor or Empress was, and why. If you want a cool Dragon Age community or a cool AI Presidents community, join the 2 Discord links down below. We also have a YouTube membership and Patreon where you can get access to videos a day early and a shout out in every video. A special thanks to all Commander Tier members, Normandy 1998, Zachary Waller, Chance Smith, John Damon, Fruzziano, Variant 1872, Jack Katsu, Nerd and Proud, and George Gale. See you all next time with Barry's Deep Roads Descent DLC. But for now, stay safe, Biden out.